Welcome into historic Bossy Field as the Evansville Otters look to maintain their winning ways as they take on the Schaumburg Boomers. Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Macklin. Alongside me is my partner, Riley Angel, and we are here for Game 2 of this three-game set in the middle of this homestand. And, well, it got off to a banger of a start.
Yeah, last night was real fun. Otters got down 3 and then 4 early, but this team just kept chipping away, and eventually led to a Keenan Taylor 2-run homer to left field to send everyone home happy. I mean, that's just one to where you look back on 2 weeks from now, and that's a game to where if the Otters build some momentum, you can point to that as a start.
And especially after a weekend in Mississippi where you weren't able to, salvage a win. You had 2 straight games where you were down by 1 going into that ninth inning. You just couldn't come through. And then you come back home in the first game, you're down by 1 in the ninth inning. And, it's like, again, we're going to come up just short. But then a big momentum shift, a huge home run from Keenan Taylor. And honestly, just the entire team, everybody on the team ended up with a hit outside of Justin Felix. And even him, got on base 3 separate times, twice via the walk, and including the walk that was right in front of Keenan Taylor. Reminder, you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. And with that being said, Home Team Network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. The Otters look to, like I said, parlay that into a win today. And I want to talk a little bit about Griff Hughes. He came in last night and really shut the door. Came in with some runners on after Ethan Bradford went in and did allow a run to score, but came in and stopped it. And then in the ninth inning, shut them down to set up the Otters' ninth inning game and got the win, his second win of the year, being very huge in these late innings for the Otters.
Yeah, he's one of those guys right now where a high-leverage situation, you're probably going to see Griff Hughes in that situation. He has just been so huge on the back end of this bullpen, giving multiple innings, multiple times. So I expect to see Griff Hughes in those high-pressure, heart-racing moments more as we go along in 2025.
And Graham Brown really starting. We talked a lot about Keenan Taylor, but Graham Brown really starting to heat up. Hit a couple of home runs last week. Hit a home run last night. Went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Currently he's up to a .537 slugging percentage. He's a guy that has really been huge for the Otters. He's moved down to 3rd in the lineup today, so he's going to hopefully be in those spots with runners on and hopefully get some big hits and drive in some runs.
And they need him for this offense to be at their best the way we know they can. And these past couple games have just been a preview to what we know that Graham Brown can do. And today in the DH spot, so we'll see how that goes his first time in the DH spot this year. Should be fun. You love seeing the guy play, love seeing him come up in big moments like he has.
And then mentioned Keenan Taylor last night went 1 for 3 with that home run. Also walked in a run when the bases were loaded. So an overall great game from him, top to bottom. As I mentioned, the only player not getting a hit was Justin Felix, but he had a couple of walks. And then also Ty Crittenberger. We saw him yesterday. He's moving up to the top spot in today's lineup. Went 1 for 3 as well. Walked a couple of times. Had an RBI double. And had a really good first impression for the Otters. And hopefully it's someone that can continue to impress.
Yeah, took some really good at-bats. He did strike out last night on a pitch clock violation, which is something that is interesting, to say the least. But other than that, as you mentioned, reached twice via the walk and RBI double. Hopefully tonight in that leadoff spot, he can continue to have the great at-bats that he had in the past couple of days. And then we get to see Ale Camo bat more with a runner on base, hopefully. So hopefully that allows him to kind of get going as well.
Yes, Ale Camo quite a few times has been able to get hits with runners in scoring position and drive in those runs. Had a 2 RBI single on Sunday. He's been a guy had a double last night that ended up getting the first run across for the Otters. So it's gonna be fun to see those guys. Hopefully, batting behind Crittenberger, who did a great job getting on base last night, and can keep that up. And we'll just kind of see it as the season goes along. Reminder, you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network. Take a short break, and when we're back, we'll talk about starting lineups. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome back into the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. Speaking of Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. We had a transaction today by the Otters. They acquired Nick McAuliffe from the Sioux City Explorers in the American Association for a player to be named later. They made that trade on Saturday, just signed him today, and in a corresponding move also released Chip Korbacher. So a new addition to the Otters bullpen, and hopefully it's a guy that can come in and just help this bullpen that has been good so far, but has also had some moments where they have fallen apart.
Yeah, we saw him throw a live BP today against Justin Felix and Cohen Wilbanks, and he looked pretty good. This was sitting high 80s on the fastball, really sharp breaking stuff that was sitting around the mid-70s. We'll see how he does here in an Otters uniform. The first time he pitches for the Otters will be his pro debut. He did not make a professional appearance in Sioux City, so we will see how that turns out for the Otters. And as you mentioned, could be a nice piece of this bullpen, which has struggled at times this season.
McAuliffe spent 4 seasons in college, played his first season with Kutztown, then played a season for New Orleans, and played his final 2 seasons with East Stroudsburg in the Pennsylvania State Athletics Conference. In his final 2 seasons with Stroudsburg, he finished with a 3.11 ERA, pitched to a 10-2 record, had 114 strikeouts in his 32 appearances. He also started some games for them, so another guy out there that can give them length if needed. We've seen some of the guys in the bullpen go multiple innings, and again, with some of the question marks within the rotation, potentially could even see a spot start here or there, and it's just someone who can offer a lot of versatility to this pitching staff for the Otters.
Absolutely. Kind of reminds me of a Montilva type arm where he can come in, give you multiple innings, and as you mentioned, the spot starts here and there. Hopefully he can, come in a couple of days and be productive.
Once again, we're here in historic Bosse Field as we are live with the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. Let's talk about the starting lineups a little bit. For the Otters, it's a little bit different of a lineup. We mentioned Ty Krittenberger will be playing center field tonight, and he is leading off, followed by Alay Camo at shortstop. Then Graham Brown, who's DHing tonight, will be batting third. It's going to be him and Alay Camo have played in every single game this year. They've both played on defense in both games of the year, so maybe a little bit of a rest here for Graham Brown. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot will be Paven Parks. He'll be playing third base tonight. L.J. Jones is playing first base. He'll be batting fifth. J.T. Benson is back in the lineup, playing in right field, and he'll be batting sixth. Batting seventh will be the second baseman, J.J. Cruz. Batting eighth, and behind the plate will be Cohen Wilbanks. He has caught every Parker Brahms game this year. And then rounding out the lineup, batting ninth, the hero from last night, Keenan Taylor, and Parker Brahms getting his third start of the season. Really excited what he can do for this Otters team.
Yeah, he's pitched really well so far this year, and 11 1/3, a 2.38 ERA for him, double-digit strikeouts at 10. He's looked really good, and a really great test for him here against the Schaumburg lineup. He already pitched well against Gateway, which is another big, powerful lineup in the Frontier League. So we'll see how he does against a top 5 offense in the Boomers.
Yeah, the veteran this year has a 1-0 record, got a quality start in his last appearance against Three Rivers, went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, gave up 6 hits, and struck out 8 and didn't walk a single batter. And that's going to be huge for tonight after the Otters walked 7 of them last night. The Otters also walked 7 times themselves. On the other side of things, Al Craig is back in the leadoff spot for the Boomers. He'll be playing shortstop. Batting second and playing third base will be Christian Fedko. Batting third and playing center field will be Andrew Soika. Batting fourth and DHing will be the former Otter Anthony Calarco. Batting fifth and playing right field will be Bryn Spillane. Batting sixth and playing left field will be Aaron Simmons. Batting seventh and playing first base will be Kyle Fitzgerald. Batting eighth and playing second base will be Tony Livermore. And rounding out the lineup will be their catcher, Satchel Norman. Their starter tonight will be Dwayne Matos. It'll be the first time we see him this year as he tries to stifle this Otters offense that has looked really good at home this year.
Yeah, Matos obviously has struggled a bit, 4.50 the ERA, but nothing crazy for him. We'll see how he does against this Evansville lineup that, like you said, has been very good in the confines of historic Abbasi Field. So I'm excited for this one. I think this series is a series to where the Otters can really make a point after struggling a little bit through the first 9 games.
Dwayne Matos spent some seasons with the Padres organization back in their minor league days. You mentioned he is 0 for 1 on the season, a 4.5 ERA, has started 2 games for them, pitched 10 innings total. He actually is a former teammate of Yohan Gonzalez. Both of them spent time in Fort Wayne within the Padres organization, so a little bit of a reunion there. Mentioned it's really great to have JT Benson back in the lineup. Was a late scratch before Sunday's game, missed last night, but he's back in the lineup today. Hopefully he can give that Otters offense a little bit more action.
He's also a huge part of this outfield. Does a great job defensively back in right field tonight, giving LJ Jones to slide down into the first base position. But I think JT, he's a huge guy, a huge stabilizer in that outfield, where last year the Otters didn't have that stable outfield. This year they've been good, and JT Benson a big part of the reason why.
And JT Benson with the bat has a 3.53 OBP to start the year, going 6 for 27. He's also stolen 3 bags, so a guy that when he gets on base can steal a base. And honestly, top to bottom, we've seen a lot of Otters steal bases. On the season, they've stolen 20 bases in 22 attempts. They've 20 for the last 20 after being caught on their first 2 attempts as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is an offense that gets on base and is going to pressure you non-stop. Yes, they've struggled to score runs, only 55 runs scored total on the year, but when they do score runs, it's because they're pressuring. They're not a huge home run hitting team. We've seen them hit a lot of home runs recently, but the stolen base is a massive weapon for them.
100%, and really it's just coming down to getting those big hits when you have runners on, because for a majority of the games this year, they have had runners on, they've had opportunities, and when they've come up short, they just haven't been able to get that big hit. But we saw them be able to do that last night, obviously, and hopefully, they turn it over today. And I think going back to that Keenan Taylor home run, what makes it so much more impressive is that Mitch White, the closer for Schaumburg, had gotten his first 14 outs against batters, and all of a sudden you have a 4-pitch walk to Justin Felix, throws him off the rhythm, pitching from the stretch, gives up that home run to Keenan Taylor, and it completely shifts the momentum, not just of this series, but the season for the Otters.
And we've said it multiple times, but that 4-pitch walk to Felix was massive. Well, before that 4-pitch walk, he was hitting 93, 94 on that fastball, and then all of a sudden, after walking Felix, he wanted to take a little bit off of the fastball, get it in the zone, and that led to a 91-mile-per-hour heater right in the wrecking zone for Keenan Taylor, and he was able to turn on it and put it over the fence. So I think that at-bat before Taylor's for Justin Felix is almost just as big as the home run. Obviously, Taylor's the one that sent us all home, but that at-bat from Felix was huge.
And with this week coming up, obviously there are 2 more games against Schaumburg within a weekend set against the first-place team in the Central Division, Lake Erie, this weekend, before then going back to Schaumburg to start the week next week. So a 3 really big series against really tough teams, and a huge first step in game 1, and hopefully they can use this momentum for the next 8 days and get some big wins.
Absolutely. This is again, we can't say enough how big this series against Schaumburg is because of how good Schaumburg is as a team.
That was the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network. Starting lineups being announced. Then we'll have the national anthem as we near first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Batting third, designated hitter, number 24, Graham Brown. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 11, Nathan Parks. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 31, J.T. Benson. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz. Batting eighth and catching, number 23, Cohen Wilbanks. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 12, Keenan Taylor. Pitching for the Evansville Otters, right-handed pitcher, number 13, Parker Brahms. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protect it, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem this evening, performed by Rue Martin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tonight's game ball.
Welcome into Bossy Field as we start to near game pitch. First pitch, it's Parker Brahms on the mound once again. Cone Wilbanks behind the plate. This pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call it 812-475-9000. This is Colin Wilbank's third start behind the plate when Zach Brahms pitches. It's clearly a relationship that's been building throughout the season. It's worked out very well, obviously, and it's going to be exciting to see what this duo can do.
Yeah, and once you find that partner as a pitcher, you never really want to go away from it. We've seen it a lot in the major leagues. I mean, for goodness sake, the whole reason that David Ross was on that 2016 Chicago Cubs team was because of John Lester. I mean, these things matter, especially for baseball minds, and I think this Wilbanks and Brahms battery is going to be one that we see a lot throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned pitcher and catcher batteries. I mean, obviously another one, Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, they have the most starts together. You have that kind of relationship. You don't want to break it up. This obviously started off really hot for the Otters, so they're going to keep it going. And, you know, I think it's kind of a testament to, we talk about how strong of a pitch caller Justin Felix is and how good of a defensive catcher he is, but for Cohen Wilbanks to really have this kind of relationship already with one of the best pitchers on this rotation just says a lot about what he does as a catcher as well.
I think it's huge for him to get these at-bats at the professional level also, because he is a good defensive catcher. You can't be a awful defensive catcher at this level, I don't think. So I think him having the opportunity to go out there every 4 days, every 5 days, whenever Brahms pitches, and to get the at-bats, I think that's what's really huge for him.
It'll be Alec Craig to the plate to lead it off. He last night walked a couple of times, went 1 for 2, struck out once, and scored a run. He is the league leader in walks to start this young season. Being at the top of the lineup, obviously getting on base is huge for any team, and it is no different for the Boomers. First pitch in from Brahms is taken outside for ball 1, and we are underway in today's game.
70 degrees, sunny, and pleasant.
It is sunny and pleasant. Also a lot of wind so far throughout today. Next pitch is taken in there for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. Wind is blowing almost directly out, and it doesn't look like it's as hard currently, but it is blowing out. Next pitch is taken in there for a strike. Count moves to 1-2 now.
The gusts of wind will get up to 16 miles an hour tonight, so if something's hitting the air, might just carry out of here, even if it's a pop-up.
Brahms from the stretch, up 1-2 quickly against the leadoff hitter Alec Craig. Next pitch in, a blooper into center field is going to get down for a base hit, and a leadoff hit for Alec Craig gets the Boomers started. And that brings in the third baseman, Christian Fedko.
Man, Craig went down and got that one a little below the knees, down and away. That's why he's so good at the top of the lineup. Even though it was off the end of the bat, was able to just get at the exact right part of the field and get on base.
Fedko coming into this series was blistering hot. And on-base percentage currently at .571. Check over, and Craig gets back safely. But last night went 0 for 4, did walk once and scored a run. The Otters did a really good job keeping him off base and neutralizing that bat. First pitch in, he squares on a bunt. It's a pop-up. Parks will run in, but he won't get to it, and it's in foul territory. So Brahms will get out ahead 0-1. Fedko got moved up to the second spot after batting in the 4-hole last night. Like I said, him and Soika, who Soika batting third, both of them didn't get a single hit in last night's game. Two of the hottest hitters in the Frontier League to start the season. Brahms now from the stretch will deliver the 0-1 pitch into Fedko. That one is lifted to the air. Cruz is running out. Benson running in. Benson will call him off and bring it in for out number 1. And with one away, that will bring in the center fielder, Andrew Soika.
Man, this guy Soika, he has some serious pop. I was watching him during batting practice. He was putting it out like wiffle balls out there. I mean, this guy has some power, that's for sure.
One of 3 Boomers with 2 home runs on this young season. Steps into the left-handed batter's box with his open stance. Brahms will come set. Quick check over on Craig once again. He gets back in safely. Craig, a candidate to steal. 21 stolen bags back in 2014 with Schaumburg. That pitch stays just low. Count moves to 1-0. Brahms looks into Wilbanks and comes set. And he'll deliver the 1-0 pitch. Craig doesn't take off. That one stays outside. Count moves to 2-0. Soika went 0 for 4 last night. Did get an RBI, but struck out twice. The Otters did a good job getting him to roll over on pitches and really neutralizing that powerful bat. Next pitch in. That one stays high. Count moves to 3-0 now.
We haven't seen Brahms do this a whole bunch his last couple of starts. Only 2 walks so far in the year. See if this trend continues.
Brahms, the 3-0 pitch in. That one just misses, so a 4-pitch walk into Soika. Will now get runners to first and second with only 1 away, and it'll bring up the designated hitter tonight, Anthony Calarco. Calarco did manage a hit last night, but just went 1 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts. So we're going to get a quick visit, and the trainer will come out to check on Brahms. An uncharacteristic at bat for sure for Brahms, and Wonder if that played a part in it.
What almost seems like he's favoring his left side, left hip area. I mean, it was pretty quick that pitching coach Max Peterson called for the trailer to come out there with him. It almost seemed like Brahms looked over towards the dugout and asked them to come out there. Definitely not something you want to see, as Brahms is the Otters' number 2 guy.
0 walks in his last appearance, only 2 in his first appearance, and already a walk here in this inning. He'll get back on the mound and throw some warm-up pitches, but clearly in pain as he does it.
Oh, man.
And he will walk off the field, so not an ideal start for the Otters. And we'll see who they call to, and when we come back after a short break, we will let you know who the new pitcher will be for the Otters. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Ryan Wiltsey is on the mound for the Evansville Otters. Cohen Wilbanks behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So I mentioned Ryan Wiltsey is out there on the mound now for the Otters as he looks to maybe even potentially give them length after getting almost essentially a spot start after Brahms went out after only recording 1 out and allowing 2 runners to reach.
Man, that's just such a tough break. Parker Brahms, a guy that looked so good through his first 2 starts, and to all of a sudden, we have no idea. Obviously, this just happened. To possibly lose him for a certain amount of time would not be good at all. But Ryan Wiltsey comes into this one so far this year, has given up 5 runs in 5 innings. Struck out 3, only walked 1. See how he does here against this very dangerous Boomers offense. But tough start to this ball game.
And it looks like everybody getting back to their position as he finishes his warm-ups. This is his second season with the Otters. Last year, pitched in 40 innings, got 1 spot start, pitched to a 4.5 ERA, struck out 34, walked 15. He's a guy that, again, was planned to be a big part of this bullpen and hopefully can give the Otters at least a couple innings, potentially length, now that your starter didn't really give you anything.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wiltsey in his last appearance went 1 1/3 innings, gave up a couple hits, 1 walk, but didn't give up any runs. But now he comes in with a couple of runners on, and he's going to have to strand those inherited runners. Wilbanks a sign as he steps out in front of home plate. His first test will be Anthony Calarco, the former Evansville Otter. So he looks to try to give the Boomers an early lead. Wiltsey comes set and will deliver the first pitch into Calarco. He'll take that one just high. Count moves to 1-0. Wiltsey, this couple of inherited runners on base. So far, he's allowed 2 of 2 inherited runners to score. 1-0 pitch, ripped down the first baseline, but just foul. Count moves to 1-1. Pulled the string on him and got Calarco out in front. Calarco into the left-handed batter's box. Couple home runs early in this season. 1-1 pitch into Calarco. That one is ripped into right field. Benson has to come in on it, and diving will make the grab for out number 2. A huge diving grab for JT Benson to get the second out of the inning. And that will bring up the right fielder, Bryn Spillane, to try to get one of those runners in.
It was a great catch out there by Benson. It was sinking on him hard, had to make the decision whether to play it on a hop or dive real quick. Decided to dive, and boy, did he make a great catch out there.
And one that if he misses and that gets by him, you're scoring at least run, maybe 2 runs there. But a huge play with 2 away. Spillane will step into the right-handed batter's box. Wiltsey will deliver from the stretch the first pitch in. That one taken just outside. Count moves to 1-0. Spillane last night went 2 for 5 with a couple of RBIs, had an RBI double. Also struck out twice. 1-0 pitch into Spillane. That one's taken just high as well. Count moves to 2-0. Spillane, the 28-year-old out of Hiddensdale, Illinois, a former third-round pick of the Cincinnati Reds. 2-0 pitch into Spillane. He'll take that one in there for a strike. Count moves to 2-1. That one caught the very middle of the plate. Spillane spent a couple of years in Windy City in 22 and 23 before joining Schaumburg here in 25. That pitch stays outside. Count moves to 3-1. A .413 OBP to start the season. A couple of home runs as well. A .561 slugging percentage. Now with a couple of runners on, a 3-1 pitch in from Wiltsey. That one is hit high into center field. Backing up on it is Crittenberg to the track, to the wall, and that one is gone. A 3-run home run from Bryn Spillane, and the Boomers jump on top with a home run once again, and they lead 3-0. That one was really just a get-me-over fastball, trying to sneak a strike by him, but did not sneak it by at all.
Yeah, and at 87 miles an hour, even in independent ball, you're not going to fool anyone with an 87-mile-per-hour fastball down the middle on a 3-1 count. I mean, Spillane up there, good hitter. He's looking for it, especially in a hitter's count like he was in.
It'll be Aaron Simmons up to the plate next. First pitch in, hacking. Gets ahead 1-0, or 0-1 rather. Simmons is in his 9th start of the season. Another one of these bats that has been super hot to start the year. That pitch is lifted into left field. It is hooking towards foul territory, and it will get out foul. And Wiltsey's quickly head 0-2 here, Simmons. Simmons is in his 2nd year with the Boomers. Had a .376 on-base percentage, hit 12 home runs for him last year. As he steps into the left-handed batter's box. It's the first time we're seeing him this week. That pitch stays high. Count moves to 1-2. Wiltsey in after Brahms exited. Now that pitch gets him looking for a German-American Bank strikeout. The Otters get out of the inning, but not before surrendering a 3-run home run to Bryn Spillane. Otters will come to bat in the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
The Otters will have to fight from behind once again, and it'll be Dwayne Matos that they'll go up against. Dwayne Matos pitching and Satchel Norman behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Otters had to battle from behind last night, whereas down as much as 4, but now they are quickly behind 3-0, as the lineup will try to get those runs back. It'll be Tyke Krittenberger to lead it off. Went 1 for 3 last night with a couple of walks in his Otters debut. Spent the year on the injured list to start it, and got activated last night and started.
The center fielder, number 3, Ty Krittenberger.
He'll step into the right-handed batter's box. Spent 3 seasons with Western Kentucky, slashing .289, a .379, .423 with 9 home runs and 55 walks. Spent a year with Kentucky before joining Schaumburg last year. Takes that first one for a strike. He squared around but pulled it back. It was in the zone. Gets behind 0-1. Didn't play a lot for Schaumburg last year, but had a .338 on-base percentage for them. Next pitch is taken in there. He's quickly behind 0-2. The pitcher Matos spent 5 seasons within the Padres organization before joining Schaumburg this year. 0-2 pitch. That one's lifted back foul. He stays alive. Count still at 0-2. First inning here for the Otters. They already trail 3-0 on 2 hits in the first inning. Parker Brahms only faced 3 batters before he exited. Wiltsey came in, but gave up a 3-run home run to Bryn Spillane, and that's where we're at right now. That pitch just misses. Norman thought it was strike 3, but called ball 1. Count moves to 1-2.
Honestly, I think Krittenberger also thought it was strike 3 the way he was kind of motioning towards the dugout.
From the windup, Matos the pitch. That one stays outside. Count moves to 2-2. Krittenberger will take time and reset on the outside of the batter's box. He'll step back in. Matos will deliver the 2-2 pitch. Checked his swing. And first base umpire says he did go, so that is strike number 3. So quickly one away. That will bring up the shortstop, Ale Camo.
Number 1, Ale Camo.
Camo spent the first 10 games for the Otters batting leadoff, but moved down to 2 in the lineup in today's ball game. First pitch catches the zone for strike 1.
First time we've seen Matos get up to where we know he can get now at 93 miles an hour on the fastball.
A 1 pitch in from Matos. That one's in the dirt. Count moves to 1-1. Camo 1 for 4 on the series. Had a double in last night's game and came around to score on the Graham Brown single. 364 OBP to start the year. 1-1 pitch into Camo. That one's fouled back overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Choose the best. never regret it.
Camo back into the left-handed batter's box, now behind 1-2. The 21-year-old from Phoenix, Arizona. 1-2 pitch in, taken low. Count moves to 2-2. And a couple of Otters batters now, both of them going down early in their at-bats, but doing good to battle and try to extend these at-bats as long as they can. 2-2 pitch in Camo. That one is swung out and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Matos. And with 2 away, it'll be to Graham Brown to try to extend this inning.
Really good pitch there outside. Breaking ball. Camo just way out in front. Didn't really have a chance even when he started his swing.
Brown, a home run hitter from last night, went 2 for 4. Scored a couple of runs. First pitch in to Brown. Taken inside. Count moves to 1-0. That one at 80 miles per hour. Try to get the front door spin, but couldn't get it back enough. Next pitch in. That one catches the outside part of the zone. Count moves to 1-1. From the windup, Matos will deliver the 1-1 pitch into Graham Brown. Swings at that one, pulled the string on him. Count moves to 1-2 now. Brown started off a little bit slow to start the year, but starting to catch fire. The 1-2 pitch in from Matos. Taken outside in the dirt. Count moves to 2-2. So another longer at-bat here for the Otters to start. Two-two pitch in from Matos. That one's taken high. Count moves full now. So Brown tries to just keep this inning alive for the Otters. Try to potentially get a 2-out rally here. Payoff pitch in from Matos. That one is lifted into the air. Coming in will be Soika, and he will bring it in for out number 3. So the Otters go down 1-2-3. As we head to the second inning, Otters trail 3-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
Ryan Wiltsey is out there for another inning of work as he tries to give the Otters length after he had to come in unexpectedly after Brahms exited after only facing 3 batters.
We're getting close up here in the press box.
Brahms gave up a couple of runners. Both of them would come in to score on a Bryn Spillane home run, so it's only a third of an inning for him. A hit and 2 runs scored, also walked 1. Wiltsey did strike out 1, but also gave up that home run, so he is 1 earned run to him. And we'll see how long the Otters have him go. Again, you don't want to tax a bullpen, especially with you have today's game and then 4 straight days of games. Actually, 7 straight days of games, because then you travel to Schaumburg after Sunday's game and you play on Monday.
Yeah, they need Wiltsey to come in here and gut out some innings. I would expect, even if he's a little rocky, he has to be in there for at least 3 or 4.
First one to face him in this inning will be Kyle Fitzgerald. That first pitch catches the corner of the zone, and he gets ahead 0-1. Wiltsey just trying to really just keep the Otters in these games and allow their offense to get started. That next pitch just misses outside. Count moves to 1-1.
That's all you can really ask for in a situation like this where your starter goes out with an injury unexpectedly and turns into a bullpen game all of a sudden. They just got to keep you in it.
Next pitch in, checked his swing, did go. Count moves to 1-2 now. Wiltsey comes set, and he'll deliver the 1-2 pitch into Fitzgerald. That one catches the corner of the zone for strike 3, gets him looking. A German-American Bank strikeout. Wiltsey's second of the game. And with the one away, that will bring up the second baseman, Tony Livermore.
Batting eighth at second base, Tony
Livermore is another guy that we have not seen this weekend. This will be his 5th game played for Schaumburg. Fresh out of a 4-year career at Northwestern. First pitch in from Wiltsey is taken just high. Count moves to 1-0. Livermore in his final season with Northwestern hit at 194, 12 RBIs, stole 4 bags. Takes that one for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. Had a 358 OBP back in 23 with Northwestern. That one catches the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Wiltsey looking a lot sharper here in the second inning after getting some extra time to warm up. Livermore will step back into the left-handed batter's box. One-two pitch in from Wiltsey. That one's in the dirt. Good stop by Wilbanks. Count moves to 2-2. Livermore in this short season is 3 for 12. 1 RBI, has struck out 4 times, hasn't drawn a walk. 2-2 pitch in from Wiltsey. That one just misses the zone. Count runs full. Full count pitch in there for strike 3. Another strikeout looking. Another German-American Bank strikeout. And with 2 away, that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Satchel Norman.
That's all of a sudden 3 straight strikeouts for Wiltsey, all 3 of which have got the hitters looking. So nice start after giving up that homer, coming out of the bullpen and shutting them down.
Unless I'm wrong, I believe all 3 of those have come off the off-speed pitch. That first pitch just misses. He moves behind 1-0. Norman did double in a run last night, went 2 for 4. That one catches the zone. Count moves to 1-1. So early in this game, the off-speed pitch working really well here for Wiltsey. Obviously, outside of that one mistake pitch to Spillane, he's looked pretty good in a short notice. Spillane checked a swing there, but he went. Count moves to 1-2. Norman will take time and try to reset himself after being fooled on that last pitch. Wiltsey spent 3 years with St. Mary's, appeared in 63 games, but did start 20 of them. So he is a guy that has gone length before. That one's a chopper towards third. Fair ball off the glove of Paven Parks. Taylor's going to come in and grab it, so it will be a 2-out double for Satchel Norman. Paven thought it was foul for sure. And really, it kind of felt like the exact play from last night when the Otters got called against them. But this time it goes against them on the other side.
Yeah, I was about to make that exact same point. I mean, it's the exact same ball down the third base line, hopping over the third base bag. That one even looked like it hit in foul territory before it went over the bag. So it's just one of those where it's razor thin, but when you have that exact same play go against you last night, then it goes for the opposition tonight, it's just wildly frustrating.
Yeah, it went off Parks' glove, and you could tell he thought it was foul. He left it alone thinking it was a foul ball, went to see the umpire motion it fair. Just one of those bang-bang calls that don't go your way, and still have 2 outs here, and it will be the leadoff hitter, Alec Craig. McCauley having words with the third base umpire, Evan Kerr, who was the home plate umpire last night.
Also had words with him last night, too.
Strikeout batter at shortstop, 7, Alec Gray.
Home plate umpire Max Steiner will clear off home plate. Out Craig back into the left-handed batter's box for his second appearance of the game. Had a leadoff single, ended up coming around to score on that Bryn Spillane home run. So he looks to try to extend this inning for the Boomers. First pitch in is taken just low for ball 1. Count moves to 1-0.
Baseball bingo. So baseball bingo is now over. Congratulations to our winner.
1-0 count now to Alec Craig. Next pitch, that one's in there for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. Wiltsey will come set and deliver the 1-1 pitch into Craig. That one stays low. Count moves to 2-1. Craig with 13 walks to begin this year. A 491 OBP. In his 5th season for Schaumburg, and every year finished above 400 OBP. That one just misses inside. Count moves to 2-2 now, or 3-1 rather.
It's a really good pitch by Wiltsey. That slow Uncle Charlie has been working for him really well so far tonight.
Wiltsey comes set and deliver the 3-1 pitch. That one stays low, so a walk for Alec Craig.
Third baseman.
Add it to the total for him, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Christian Fedko. So now, all of a sudden, after getting 2 quick outs, Wiltsey in a little bit of trouble. Fedko in his 2nd season here with Schaumburg. First pitch, that one's in there for a strike. Gets ahead 0-1. Another off-speed pitch to start a batter and get out ahead. Next pitch, chopper towards short. It'll be brought in by Kamel. He'll throw it to third for out number 3. So the Boomers threaten but don't score any runs. Otters still trail 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
The Otters come to the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, looking to break into that 3-0 lead. Matos out there for another inning of work. Went 1-2-3 in the 1st inning, and it'll be up to Paven Parks at third base tonight, trying to break in to Matos. Struck out 2 in that first inning. Looked like Livermore was out there at second base and wasn't ready for the throw down from catcher Norman.
The third baseman, number 11, Pavin Parks.
Parks steps into the left-handed batter's box. Went 1 for 5 last night. Scored a run, but had a couple of at-bats where he did hit the ball hard. Just unfortunately found a glove. And we've kind of talked about it. We talked about it a little bit last night, but also talked about it today, just throughout the days. That he's a guy who's just so close to breaking out, to barely missing some of these pitches. That first pitch he will take in there for a strike as he gets behind 0-1.
And he knows it too. He knows he's hitting the ball hard and maybe just getting some bad ball and play luck, but we know the way he is. He'll find it.
Matos from the windup will deliver the 0-1 pitch. That one stays low. Count moves to 1-1. Matos will deliver from the windup. Swings through that one, Parks does, and he's behind 1-2 now. Parks will step back into the left-handed batter's box. Spent 2 seasons at Kent State. Was drafted in the 24th round back in 2018. Takes that one just inside. Count moves to 2-2.
Tell you what, Matos with some really good run on that fastball. 20 inches of horizontal break.
Two-two count here to Pavin Parks. That one's a chopper towards first. That one stays fair. Fitzgerald will bring it in and tag first for out number 1. And that will bring up the first baseman tonight, L.J. Jones.
The first baseman, number 20, L.J. Jones.
The former 5th round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals back in 2020. Will step into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch taken outside. Count moves to 1-0. One-0 pitch into L.J. Jones. That one is hit into foul territory. Get out of play. Count moves quickly to 0-2, 1-1 rather.
Choose the best, never regret it.
L.J. Jones went 1 for 3 last night. Earned a walk, stole a base, scored a couple of runs. Looking to get the first base runner here for the Otters. He belts that one to right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. So first hit of the game for the Otters, and with 1 away, it'll bring up the right fielder, J.T. Benson.
Nice piece of hitting there. Got the hands inside, went inside out with the swing on that up and in fastball. Good to see LJ with a good knock like that. Hard hit as well.
Yeah, off the bat at 100 miles per hour. Again, on a pitch that he took to right field. So now J.T. Benson back in the lineup. First pitch into Benson will be taken inside. Count moves to 1-0. Benson was a late scratch before the game on Sunday. Didn't play last night. 1-0 pitch into Benson. That one, same spot as L.J. Jones, back into right field for a base hit. So back-to-back base knocks, and all of a sudden the Otters are in business.
It's good to see from Evansville getting 2 hits in the same spot back-to-back. All of a sudden, after the first 4 sent to the plate were sent down, Otters threatening here in the second. Just got to get one back. Got to chip away at this lead right now.
So Cruz will step into the left-handed batter's box. So he looks to try to keep this rally going for the Otters. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. Otters trail 3-0. First pitch taken low. Ball gets away from the catcher, Norman. Both the runners will advance 90 feet. LJ Jones takes a big turn at third, but no real threat to leave. So now runners on second and third with only one away, and one ball counted to J.J. Cruz as the Otters try to fight back. That one just felt like a ball that got away from Norman. It's one that probably go down as a passed ball. 1-0 count, ripped right to her second, off the glove of Livermore. One run will come in to score. Benson will walk into third. So another hard hit ball to the right side of the field. Just missed the glove. They didn't even miss the glove, just off the glove of Livermore. And the Otters get on the board. It's now 3-1.
Number 23, Cohen Wilbanks.
And bring up the catcher, Cohen Wilbanks, with one away and runners on the corners.
There we go, 3 straight for Evansville. Now all of a sudden runners at the corners. See if the bottom of this order can come through like they have so far this series.
That one was 105 off the bat of J.J. Cruz. So talked about hard hit off L.J. Jones, but Cruz hit that one even harder. First pitch into the catcher. He'll take that one for a strike. He's behind 0-1. Wilbanks in his first start of this series. 2 for 10 in a few starts. Has drawn 3 walks, struck out a couple of times. Matos comes set. Wilbanks squares around. Went after it. Didn't get it. Count moves to 0-2 now. Wilbanks had a perfect bunt on Saturday. Ended up bunting for a base hit.
Looks like that foul off the bat of Wilbanks on the bunt might have struck Norman. He's taking some time. Home plate umpire Max Steiner giving him some time to work it out as well.
Wilbanks in his first professional season after spending 3 years in the NAIA. Behind 0-2, here comes the pitch from Matos. Fouls that one off as he stays alive. Count still at 0-2. 1 run in, 1 out. Runners on the corners for Cohen Wilbanks, batting in the 8 hole. From the stretch, Matos will deliver the 0-2 pitch. That one way outside. Wilbanks lays off. Count moves to 1-2. Wilbanks mentioned he's 2 for 10, but he's also scored 4 runs for the Otters. 1-2 pitch. Fouled that one off. Stays alive. Count still at 1-2.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Wilbanks, a 374, 454 OBP, 34 RBIs at Georgia Gwinnett last year. 1-2 pitch into Wilbanks. That one stays low. Ball gets away. Cruz will take second. They'll throw it to second. Cruz is in easily. So another ball gets away. And now there are runners on second and third with only 1 away once again.
Tough inning here behind the plate for Norman. A couple getting away from him. Even a couple in the dirt that he wasn't, able to keep super close to him, as close to him as he would have wanted that runners didn't advance on.
So J.J. Cruz to second. The tying run, Benson over at third. Plenty of speed on the base paths right now. 2-2 pitch into Wilbanks. That one stays low. Count runs full. The Otters doing a really good job making Matos work here. Almost 40 pitches on the day already for Matos, only through 1 1/3. Full count pitch into Wilbanks. Blooper into center field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Cruz, who had to wait to make sure, will stay at third. And then they threw it into home, and Wilbanks takes second base. A heads-up play from Cohen Wilbanks. And now runners will be on second and third with 1 away once again.
Great inning here by Evansville. Wilbanks got one at the shins, was able to go down and scoop it. Just a great shot blooper right in front of Soika in center field. Love to see this from Evansville. Again, getting down 3, but battling back, this time earlier than last night. But just the fight of this Otters team the past 2 nights has been awesome.
Yeah, back-to-back hits. And again, the heads-up play from Wilbanks. Once he saw that ball was getting over the cutoff man, he was taking second all the way. Norman couldn't handle it behind the plate, so he got into second easily. Now with runners in second and third, still only 1 away. Tying run now at third base. Go-ahead run at second base. It brings up Keenan Taylor, the hero from last night. There's a short mound visit there for the Boomers. Taylor looking to stay hot, leading the Otters with a .615 slugging percentage. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, has scored 7 runs. Now Matos will deliver the first pitch in. He'll take that one in there for a strike. Gets behind 0-1. The Otters have really come alive here in this second inning. Matos will deliver the 0-1 pitch. That one catches the zone, so Keenan Taylor quickly behind 0-2 right now. Matos will look in. He'll come set and deliver the 0-2 pitch into Taylor. Just got it on the ground towards third, and Fedko can't handle it. And so everyone will be safe, and the bases will be loaded with 1 away. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter, Ty Crittenberger. Keenan Taylor just put his bat out there to make contact. A slow roller to third, and Fedko really had enough time to make a play and take his time there, just couldn't handle it. Cruz wasn't going home, and he stayed at third.
Thankfully for Fedko, they're scoring that a base hit and not an error, so.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, not too sure either.
Well, either way, bases loaded with 1 away for Ty Crittenberger. First pitch way out of the zone, but it'll come off the back hard, and Norman will handle it. That one got away for Matos.
Oh, boy.
Way above, it was over the head of Crittenberger.
Yeah, thankfully for Schaumburg, it hit the brick behind the plate, not the padding or the net, so no one able to advance.
Again, not a lot of space behind the catcher in that back wall. So 1-0 count now for Matos as he looks in and he'll deliver. That one just misses. Count moves to 2-0. Matos got the first 4 Otters out. But now 5 straight singles for the Otters. Some wild pitches, some passed balls. Here's a 2-0 pitch out of Crittenberger. That one's outside with no one to put him. It's a 3-0 count. Crittenberger struck out his first at-bat. Walked twice last night. Also had a double. 3-0 count. And to Crittenberger. That one's in there for strike 1. Just caught the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 3-1 now.
Yeah, that's a close pitch, and there if you're Crittenberger, obviously you want to take your place over at first, but I'd almost, if you're any Otter right now, just wait until you know for sure before tossing the bat and starting your jog over, because sometimes it can look a little more devious than it really is.
Now the 3-1 pitch into the right-handed center fielder. That one's outside for ball 4. And so that will walk in the tying run. Steerhead Side Walk Cafe and Bar. And we are now tied at 3 here in the bottom of the second inning and still only one away for a late Camo.
Man, what a tough inning here for Matos, who retired the first 4 he faced. And after that L.J. Jones rocket of a base hit into right, just hasn't been able to find it again.
So Camo will take the first pitch outside for ball 1. Gets ahead 1-0. Camo also struck out in his first at-bat. 1-0 pitch from the stretch from Matos. That one's inside. Camo had to do work to get out of the way. And he's ahead 2-0 now. It just feels like, I mean, the last couple of batters at least, the control is just gone.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a symptom of, feels like he can't get an out and he's trying to do too much. That one stays inside, so he's behind 3-0 once again.
Yeah, just he doesn't have it right now in this inning. I mean, he struck out the first 2 batters he faced, so he had it in the first, but whatever's gone on here in this second, he's just lost it.
3-0 count, nowhere to put him. Bases loaded. 3-0 pitch. Camo was swinging at an off-speed pitch, and he's still got a 3-1 count. That is a tough one. Thought he was seeing fastball. It was an off-speed pitch. Pulled a string on him. 3-1 pitch. That one's inside for ball 4, so another run's going to come in to score. Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar, and now 7 Otters have reached in a row. Still no one warming up in the bullpen for the Boomers. You got to think that maybe you're going to get some action now, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy that they didn't have someone warming up after 5 straight hits. So it does look like now they're sending a bullpen catcher out there, so we most likely see someone up and loosening at this point.
He recorded 4 straight outs to start the game, then 5 straight singles, and now 2 straight walks. The Otters have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. They still threaten to score more. First pitch into Graham Brown is outside, and he's quickly ahead of 1-0. It feels like he just keeps pulling that fastball and missing on the right side of the plate. Matos looks in. He'll deliver the 1-0 pitch now to Brown. And Brown puts it on the way to short. Throw to second for out number 1. Throw to first will not be in time as Brown beats it out. And Keenan Taylor will score the 5th run of the inning for the Otters. Brown doing good work to beat that one out. They did get the out at second, so 2 away and runners on the corners. It'll be Pavin Parks up to the plate.
Yeah, so officially batter. This is the 10th batter now in the inning for Evansville. Parks began this inning with a 3 unassisted ground out over to Fitzgerald. See if he can find a hole here.
And Fitzgerald over at first, he wasn't even on the base. So even if that had gotten in time, it would not have been out number 3. So runners on the corners, 5 in here. The bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Parks, taken for a strike. And he's behind 0-1. Otters lead 5-3 now here in the bottom of the second inning. Give it 3 runs in the top of the first. Come back here in the bottom of the second to score 5 of their own. Matos trying to labor through and finish this second inning. The 0-1 pitch into Pavin Parks. Lifted foul and out of play. And he's quickly behind 0-2 now.
Man, it just feels like Parks, he needs one right here. He struggled to find a spot to put the ball where a fielder isn't. So I think it would just be big for his psyche if he can just get one to fall anywhere, no matter how it's done.
Yeah, it's big here for the Otters. Now have a 2-run lead, but remember, it's essentially a bullpen game from here on out for the Otters. So you want to try to extend that lead as much as you can. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, and he stays alive. Parks will take time. He'll readjust his gloves, and he'll step back into the left-handed batter's box. 7 for 31 with a .314 on-base percentage to start the year. Matos 0-2 pitch into Parks, taken inside. Count moves to 1-2. Parks had the leadoff triple in the 7th inning that broke up the no-hitter back in Mississippi. He would come around to score and Otters would fight back in that one before end up losing 3-2. Had a single last night, scored a run. Now a 1-2 count. He fouls that one off and stays alive once again.
Good at bat here by Parks, battling, not going down easily. Here's the 10th batter of the frame.
And just under 60 pitches now for Matos. And we're just here in the second inning. 1-2 count to Pavin Parks. Runners on the corners, 2 away. And that one's a chopper towards the right side, and Fitzgerald will take it in and tag first base for out number 3. But the Otters score 5, take a 5-3 lead as we head to the third inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Ryan Wiltsey is out there for another inning of work as he looks to try to continue essentially a spot start for him. As we enter the top of the third inning. He's pitched 1 2/3 innings, gave up a couple of hits, gave up that run that was the home run, has struck out 3 of the 8 batters he's faced. So he looks to now maintain this Otters lead after the Otters scored 5 at the bottom of the second inning. They lead 5-3 here early in this one. A good bounce back from the Otters after going down early, getting it back quickly. And now they have a lead for Ryan Wiltsey, who, all things being considered, has done a really good job filling in for Brahms after he had to leave early.
Absolutely. I mean, it's exactly what you want. You want a guy to come in after a tough look in that first inning with Brahms going out injured, and came in, steadied the ship, did give up that homer, but all things considered, it's done well.
And the first batter he'll face this inning is Andrew Soika. First pitch to him, he fouled that one off his own foot. And he's behind 0-1. Wiltsey started 20 games for St. Mary's. So again, a guy that definitely can give you length. Just we haven't seen it so far this year. Next pitch in, taken outside. Count moves to 1-1. He's already tied his longest appearance of the year. With one more out, he will have surpassed it. He'll deliver the 1-1 pitch into Soika. He'll square around a bunt, put it down the third baseline. Parks will pick it up barehanded. Throw to first is not going to be in time. So a leadoff hit from a bunt.
Designated hitter, 36, Anthony Calarco.
It'll bring up the DH, Anthony Calarco.
Smart bunt there by Soika. Saw that Parks was playing deep in the infield and off the line, so just a perfect opportunity there to put one down, get yourself a free base.
First pitch into Calarco, swinging at it. Comes up with nothing, and he's quickly behind 0-1. Soika back in 2024 with Wilmar in the Northwoods League stole 42 bags. That pitch stays inside. Count moves to 1-1. Stole 8 bags in a short time with Schaumburg last year. So definitely a threat to steal over at first. 1-1 pitch. That one just misses, and Wiltsey behind 2-1 now.
It would be really nice here if Wiltsey could get a scoreless inning, after the Otters were able to put up 5 like they did in the bottom of the second.
2-1 count into Anthony Calarco. That one is chopper towards first, picked up by Jones. He'll tag first, throw over to second. That'll hit Soika and go to the outfield. Camo's going to grab it, but not in time, so Soika's going to get to third. So they do get an out at first, but unfortunate throw there from Jones. Put it on the back of Soika. And with 1 away, there'll be a runner in third.
Right
And
fielder,
it'll be to the
31,
right fielder, Bryn Spillane.
And that's just kind of inexperience over there at first, not playing that position as much. A lot of times you want to lead that middle infielder towards closer to the grass part of the infield instead of throwing it straight down the baseline. And there, hit off the base runner, careened into center field, and got the guy an extra base.
First pitch in, taken outside. Count moves to 1-0. Spillane, the 3-run home run that got the Boomers started in the top of the first inning. Now to the plate with a runner on third, 1 out. Otters playing back right now. 1-0 pitch. That one stays low. Count moves to 2-0. Spillane, his 3rd home run of the season, with a .341 average right now. That one is ripped into center field. And diving play for Krittenberger. And they'll say he didn't catch it. Say, well, it's a trap catch. Soika will score from third. And so only with 1 away right now, Bryn Spillane will be on first. And we'll bring up the left fielder, Aaron Simmons.
Krittenberger, I mean, on a line drive like that and the way the wind's blowing, it's hard to get a good read, but he took half a step back, and by the time he started moving forward, there was no way he's going to make that play. Dove, the ball did hit the ground first before it bounced into his mid. So rightfully a single for Spillane.
First pitch into Simmons is taken high. Count moves to 1-0. It was a good thing that he stopped it, and limited the damage there only to a single. But still only with 1 away and a runner on first. Boomers get their 4th run. They trail 5-4. Next pitch in from Wiltsey. That one's in there for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. And that one was a off-speed pitch. It's where the best he's been with is when those off-speed pitches. 1-1 pitch in from Wiltsey. That one catches the zone. Count moves to 1-2 now. Simmons will take time and step back into the left-handed batter's box. 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner on first. 1-2 pitch in from Wiltsey. Chopper over to first, but it's going to go foul. Count still at 1-2. Aaron Simmons mentioned that got the day off last night. Back in the lineup tonight. His 9th start of the season. Starting the season 10 for 31. Next pitch. That one is fouled out of play. Count still 1-2.
Pitch against your battery. I'm sorry, that overhead foul ball is brought to you by Best Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
Simmons in his 2nd year for Schaumburg. Spent 5 seasons with Wisconsin Point. He fouls that one off. Wisconsin Stevens Point Pointers.
The Zangatron 2000 had this
In the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. He'll step back into the left-handed batter's box. Wiltsey trying to get him out here. Here's the 1-2 pitch into Simmons. That one stays high. Count moves to 2-2. Simmons struck out in the 1st inning. Now a 2-2 pitch into Simmons. Swing and a miss for strike 3, a German-American Bank strikeout. 2nd time of the game for Simmons. And with 2 away, that will bring up the first baseman, Kyle Fitzgerald.
Tried the pitch before with a high fastball, just lost it way high, about eye level. That time dropped it down to the letters and got a swing and miss from Simmons.
So 2 away, runner on third, 1 in this inning as the Otters lead 5-4. Put up 5 in the inning in the bottom of the second. That pitch catches the zone for strike one. He gets out ahead 0-1. Really an unfortunate, unforced error from the Otters that allowed that runner, Soika, to get to third, and he scored on that bloop single in front of Crittenberger. That one's fouled off by Fitzgerald, lost his bat in the process.
You know what that throw of that bat kind of looked like? Looked like me when I hit a 7-iron about 5 yards in front of me, and I just throw my club.
You know, I don't play a lot of golf, but I don't think that's good.
No, 7-iron going 5 yards is certainly not good.
Wiltsey ahead of Fitzgerald here, 0-2 with 2 away, runner on first. He'll come set and deliver the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. Another German-American Bank strikeout. Wiltsey's 5th of the game. Boomers do score 1, but Otters still lead 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library.
Back here at Bossy Field, Dwayne Matos out there for another inning of work.
Baseball bingo with us tonight. We'll be back at the ballpark tomorrow against the Schaumburg Boomers. 70.
Otters got to him in the bottom of the second inning, put up 5 runs. Now they try to add to that lead. Boomers did get one in the top half of this inning. It'll be L.J. Jones to lead it off against him this inning.
Number 20, L.J. Jones.
He'll step into the right-handed batter's box. Got a 1-out single that got the rally started. It was 5 straight singles and a couple straight walks for the Otters last inning. That pitch stays high. Count moves to 1-0. Graham Brown would reach on a fielder's choice and score the 5th run of the inning. Now it's L.J. Jones once again. That pitch, a chopper. Hit that off himself. Count moves to 1-1.
You know, not too often you see baseball players with the baggy baseball pants anymore, but LJ's rocking it. Tell you what.
He's got to be as comfortable as you can when you're out there.
Oh, 100%.
Jones, the 25-year-old out of Chula Vista, California, has batted in the 4-hole for every game for the Otters until today. He moved down to the 5th hole. A 1-1 pitch from Matos. That's a chopper as well, and that one goes foul. Quickly ahead. 1-2 is Matos. And it really wasn't until the Otters got him out of the windup that they really got to him. And you wonder if that's something the Boomers hope for, is that he can get back to where he was at with the windup. 1-2 pitch. That one just misses. Count moves to 2-2.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I mean, out of the stretch, he definitely did not look like the same guy. And even here in this limited time in the windup in this inning, he's looked different.
2-2 pitch from the windup. Matos will deliver. LJ Jones lifts it into center field. He's going to get that for a base hit. Just threw his bat out there and somehow had enough power to get it into center field. Now, that's the kind of strength you can see from LJ Jones here.
And he needs a big game. He struggled to start this year quickly in the first 3 innings. A quick 2-for-2 day for him. Hopefully he can build that into a great night.
That is his 5th hit in the last 3 games. So he's starting to heat up. And again, on that one, it's just, that's out of the zone. He just flicks his bat out there, and that kind of power is wild. Next is JT Benson. First pitch swinging. Gets behind 0-1. Benson followed the LJ Jones single with a single of his own last time. See if he can do the same. Matos from the stretch will deliver the 0-1 pitch. Chopper up the middle. Brought in by their shortstop. Throw to second. Over to first for second out. And a double play there. Quickly erases that single from LJ Jones. And now with 2 away, it'll be J.J. Cruz to the plate.
Nice quick turn at second by Livermore over to Fitzgerald. Especially after Craig, it seemed, had a bit of trouble transitioning it and scooping it over to Livermore after the ball kind of getting stuck in the heel of that glove.
That one was 104 off the bat. Hit the ball hard, just unfortunately was right to the shortstop, Craig. And with 2 away, J.J. Cruz will try to extend this inning. First pitch into him. He'll take that one in there for a strike. Gets behind 0-1. Cruz went 1 for 5 last night. Started today with a rocket single of his own. 0-1 pitch into Cruz. Takes that one just inside. Count moves to 1-1. Matos, his 69th pitch of the game, taken way outside. Count moves to 2-1. So obviously that pitch count is way up there already for Matos after that very long inning in the second. 2-1 pitch into Cruz. Fouls that one back. Count moves to 2-2. And even in that first inning when the Otters went 1-2-3, they really drew out their at-bats. They've done that a lot this year. They've done that a lot this series especially. Now Cruz at a 2-2 count here. 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He tries to extend this one in for the Otters. 2-2 pitch into J.J. Cruz. Checked his swing. Did he go? He didn't. Count run full now. Able to hold it up on a pitch that missed low on the off-speed pitch. Full count here to J.J. Cruz in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otters lead 5-4 early in this one. Payoff pitch. Taken low for ball 4, so a walk for J.J. Cruz extends the inning. A Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar, the 3rd walk of the game for Matos. Will bring up the catcher, Cohen Wilbanks.
The catcher, number 23, Cohen Wilbanks.
Singled back in the 2nd inning. It was an RBI single where he extended it to second on a throw that from the center fielder that went all the way to the catcher. First pitch in from Wilbanks. He'll take that one inside. Count moves to 1-0. Wilbanks will step back into the left-handed batter's box. Matos, the right-hander, will come set and deliver the 1-0 pitch. Chop towards third, diving play, but foul. Fitzgerald did come up with it. So break there for Wilbanks as he stays alive. Count moves to 1-1.
Was certainly foul. He had the ball in his glove past the right side of the line over down the first base side. Good call there by Brandon Snyder over at first base.
So now Wilbanks will reset, step back into the batter's box. Matos will look in and come set. He'll deliver the 1-1 pitch. Wilbanks chops that one towards first. That one goes foul as well. So he's behind 1-2 now. Wilbanks with his third hit of the season earlier today. 24-year-old out of Taylorsville, Georgia, in his first professional season. Matos will look in and come set. He'll deliver the 1-2 pitch. That one gets behind Cohen Wilbanks. It goes to the wall. So Cruz will take second on another wild pitch. And so all of a sudden there's a runner in scoring position.
That's the second time we've seen him wildly lose control of something. And as you mentioned earlier, it has all come out of the stretch for him. Just doesn't seem like the same guy.
And he'll come set and try to shake that throw off and bring the 2-2 pitch into Wilbanks. He lifts that one to left center field. Simmons is on his way back and will bring it in for out number 3. So a hard hit out number 3, but out 3 nonetheless. Otters threaten but don't score. They still lead 5-4 as we head to the 4th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Time for the 4th inning here at Bosse Field. The score 5-4 in favor of Evansville heading into this top half of the 4th. Thank you for listening to us on the Otters Digital Network or watching on the Home Team Network. Speaking of, the Home Team Network is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Check out Home Team Network to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this season. I'm Riley Angel alongside Lucas Macklin. Lucas, Ryan Wiltsey coming into this one, surprisingly having to get a lot of the outs to begin this ball game. He's done a good job through his first 2 2/3 innings.
Yeah, and this is already his longest appearance, and it's going to be his longest appearance, potentially for a while, depending on how they continue to use him as this year goes on. But, being able to give the length to this Otters team after Brahms went out, only got 1 out, getting these outs and stretching them out, especially, we mentioned 9 straight games starting yesterday. So you're going to have a lot of work, and you're going to need your bullpen to stay as fresh as possible. So being able to get, already 8 outs and continue to try to get more is huge for this Otter squad.
So it'll bring up Tony Livermore, who will lead off this top half of the 4th for Schaumburg. 0 for 1 thus far, struck out looking back in the 2nd. He was one of 3 straight that Wiltsey set down via the K at one point. Wiltsey in total right now, 5 strikeouts on this appearance. First pitch to Livermore is just high. 1 ball, no strikes. Twilight hours beginning here in Evansville, Indiana. The 1-0. Swung on, lifted in the air, center field. Midway deep, out there is Krittenberger, who corrals it for out number 1.
And Wiltsey not just going in there and pitching and eating innings, but doing it really well so far. Only 4 hits, giving up only 1 earned run. Obviously gave up a run last inning, but came off a potential throwing error that really cost him that one. And again, you mentioned 5 strikeouts so far, doing a fantastic job.
Norman takes ball 1 high. The Boomers' backstop is 1 for 1, a double back in the 2nd. Did not come around to score, though, the 1-0 pitch. Binder catching it at the knees. 1-1.
And that off-speed pitch has been really, really good for Wiltsey. It's been very, very comfortable for him. It's been the pitch he's been going to whenever he needs to get a strike.
Wiltsey, the 1-1. Thought about going, did Norman, but he left it high, 2-1. That upper half of the zone has been tight so far tonight, it seems. Especially on those borderline pitches. See how both teams adjust. Wiltsey standing on the far first base side of the rubber. The right-hander deals the 2-1. Swung on, popped him up. Possibly playable, first base side. But L.J. Jones and Wiltsey converging on a look as he goes overhead. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Satchel Norman. Norman, a catcher, good catcher here for this Boomer squad, entering today a 200 average for him. Has hit a homer. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, 1 hopper to Cruz, who snags, throws, 2 gone.
And really, that middle infield has been really good defensively all year. Camo and J.J. Cruz, when they've been at second and short, been really good for the Otters, been really consistent. And another great play on a tough hop for Cruz there.
Yeah, this middle infield for Evansville, one of the non-questions day in and day out in the lineup. Here's Alec Craig, 1 for 1, a walk and a single. First pitch to him. Taken below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Evansville about to, well, in the midst of a stretch in which, as the 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. They're playing 12 games in 13 days, as well as traveling from Chicago to Cincinnati on that 1 off day. The 1-1. Down and in, bounced it. 2-1, not even close. And 6 of those games being played against this Boomers team. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here it is. Swung on, lifted high in the air, right field, fairly shallow. Racing back is Cruz, but he gives way to Benson, who makes the catch near the right field line for out number 3. So Wiltsey works a quick 1-2-3. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Bottom 4 here at Evansville, Indiana. Bossy Field scores 5-4 in favor of the Evansville Otters. A great sports week here in the state of Indiana. This week, obviously, the Pacers now in the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, and the Indy 500 this Sunday.
It's going to be a fun week of sports and racing. Obviously, Sunday is going to be a huge day in Indianapolis, but we'll be here Sunday afternoon
Absolutely.
for some Otters baseball as they finish off their homestand this weekend.
Yeah, of course, the biggest sporting event in Indiana is every time the Otters play.
As far as I'm aware, we're the best baseball team in Indiana, so
100%. Here comes Keenan Taylor to lead it off. Was the 5th hit in that 5 hits in a row stretch back in the 2nd. He eventually came around to score on a fielder's choice. First pitch to him is taken high and tight. 1-0.
And Taylor's been obviously red hot, and it's shown up in stats, but even in times when he hasn't been, he had a couple of Mississippi that went to the warning track, but just missed them. And then obviously last night got that big hit to give the Otters the win in game 1.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here it is from Matos. Outside, 2-1. Seems like the velocity has gone down a bit too for Dwayne. Started the game at around 93, now sitting around 88, 89.
Yeah, and again, obviously we're only in the 4th inning, but he's, up near 80, 85 pitches. So he's thrown a lot already.
3-1 now. That one missed inside. And still, no one up and loosening in that Boomers pin. The 3-1 pitch. Taken all the way. That one for a strike on the outer half. Just very intriguing. I know we're only in the 4th, but seems like if Matos gets into some trouble, the fatigue might start to set in them even more than it has. The payoff to Taylor. Swung on, line drive, left field, sinking, and it's going to drop down in front of Simmons. Second hit of the day for Keenan Taylor. So Taylor continues to hit. Brings up Ty Crittenberger.
Leadoff batter, center fielder, number 3.
You mentioned that he was up near 92, 93 earlier in the game. That one was an 89-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. If you get to 92, 93, that's going to be a lot tougher to do what he did there, turn on it. But so this slowing down has affected him so far.
First pitch to Crittenberger. Squares around a bunt, then pulls back around. Snap throw to first. It is not in time. Boy, too close for comfort there, you would think. Ball did miss outside, 1-0.
Yeah, you can tell he was trying to get a head start on that bunt. Got a little bit out there, but able to get back in time.
Here's the 1-0 out of the stretch from Matos. Left that one off the outer edge as well, 2-0. Evansville does have action in their pin. Here's the 2-0 offering. Swung on and missed. Boy, did he take a rip at that one. Up in the pin is Ethan Bradford. Saw him last night, just a little bit, but did see him. Taylor a decent lead at first, the 2-1 to Crittenberger. Left that one outside, skips back behind Norman. That's going to allow Keenan Taylor to take another free base. I believe that's now 3 bases swiped by Evansville on wild pitches.
Yeah, just another one that he pulled way too far over, and the catcher, Norman, not able to get over in time.
Count 3-1. Here it is. Swung on, high fly ball, deep left field, back on it, Simmons, near the wall, and it is off the base of the wall. Here comes Keenan Taylor rounding third. He's going to score easily. RBI double for Crittenberger.
Double.
How's that for getting started hot early? That's a second hit of the year and his second double. He has been scorching to start the season here in his first 2 games as an Otter.
Manager for the Boomers is 13th year man Jamie Bennett. And you start to question now. Still no one up in that pin. He obviously has trust in this guy, but it starts to stir in the back of your mind a little bit. As here comes Alay Camo, the first pitch to him, squares around, gets it down, but foul. Just one of those things where there is someone stretching, but there's no one actively, in go mode, hurrying up, wanting to get loose quickly.
Yeah, and you wonder, his last start only went 65 pitches. He did get through 4 innings there.
Camo squares around again. This one in fair territory. It will scooch. Foul after hitting the lip of the grass. It'll be 0-2 now.
I gotta say, this is not a very bunt-friendly ballpark.
No,
At
it
least
is
not
not.
currently, because those balls that go down the line, they like to roll foul.
What? And it's hard because the infield grass does lay so much higher than that infield dirt does down the baseline.
And he's about to have his 90th pitch. He's not had a single start with 100 pitches before.
And I understand trying to work that arm out a little bit, especially at the beginning of the season, get him to that starter shape. But it's hard, especially where before this year, his opening start was his first start since 2022. Here's the 0-2 to Camo. Swung on, off the end of the bat, mid-deep center field. Soika makes the catch for out number 1. Not tagging is Crittenberg. Here's Graham Brown.
Designated hitter, number 24, Graham Brown.
You know, you get the heart of the order here for the Otters as they try to extend on that lead, currently up 6-4.
Brown is 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice. Did get an RBI in that second inning, though. First pitch to him. Inside. Really had to brush back on that one, 1-0. So a leadoff single and then a Ty Crittenberger double later. And it's 6-4 Otters here in the bottom of the 4th with just 1 away so far. Crittenberger still on second. The 1-0 to Brown. That one taken down the middle for a strike. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here it is. Taken outside for a strike. Brown didn't think so. 1-2.
And still with no one warming up, you got to think that they're gonna ride him at least till the end of this inning.
1-2 to Brown. Hit sharply down the third base line, but well foul. Count stays. Pavin Parks on deck. After him would be L.J. Jones. Matos looks into Norman, sets, and out of the stretch he'll work. Looks back at Crittenberger and delivers the 1-2. Just a bit outside, 2-2. So count evened, 2 apiece. Bottom 4, 6-4, 2-run Evansville lead. Here it is. Swung on, hit the opposite way and drops down in front of Spillane. Manager Andy McCauley is going to hold Crittenberger at third, so it'll be runners at the corners now for the Otters, just 1 away.
Yeah, that one right off the knob for Graham Brown there, and that one was just one where Crittenberger had to be patient and wait to make sure it dropped, so he wasn't going to be able to score, but another big opportunity here for the Otters to keep expanding that lead.
Parks is 0 for 2, both of which came in that 5-run second. He was the first out and the third out. Big left-hander stands in and awaits the first pitch from Dwayne Matos, who now sets and now fires. Taken outside for a strike. Beautifully clear night here in Evansville. After yesterday's nastiness, the nastiness that is south of us. Up here it is clear for miles. The 0-1 now to Pavin. Swung on, hit sharply, but rolled over foul down the first baseline. Count now 0-2. I feel like Pavin's gotten himself in a lot of 2-strike counts. I feel like that might be something that is causing a lot of this. as now there is someone loosening for Schaumburg. Infield double play depth. Here's the 0-2. Taken outside, throw down to second as the runner win. He is out by about 3 miles.
That was a perfect throw there from Norman. Graham Brown, not a guy you're going to see get thrown out by that much that often. It feels like Matos is really quick to the plate, and that was part of the problem there for Brown.
So now Matos just gifted an out on the caught stealing. He sets, and the 1-2 to Parks. Way outside, 2-2. So a good second, pretty good fourth inning so far for Evansville. The offense starting to find the groove a little bit, it seems. Here's the 2-2 to the Otters' third baseman. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Parks goes down Hackett on a backdoor breaker. We now go to the top half of the fifth. 6-4 Otters on the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville Vanderburgh Public Library.
Ethan Bradford, the new pitcher for Evansville. Yesterday, we did see him. He went just 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, walking 1, not striking out any. Ryan Wiltsey ends his day after 3 2/3, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits, striking out 5, and only walking 1.
Yeah, and Ethan Bradford has appeared in 5 games this year, and it's really just kind of been hot or cold with him. When he's been hot, hasn't been able to be touched. He's had 3 appearances where he just has not been touched, and then he's had a couple appearances where he's been blown up. There was a game in Mississippi where he gave up 4 runs in 1 inning. Obviously, last night gave up a couple when he pitched a third of an inning. So it kind of has been which Bradford you're going to get, but when you get the good Bradford, he's a guy that can go out there. He can give you a couple of innings. He can give you a couple of really good innings.
Well, let's hope he gives us the very good big left-hander in Ethan Bradford. He will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Schaumburg order, starting with Christian Fedko, who is 0 for 2.
Leading off their baseman 3, Christian Fetko.
And I mentioned it earlier, but the Otters pitching staff just done a fantastic job against their 3-hole hitter, 2-hole hitter rather. But he came in scorching hot, but still doesn't manage to get a hit against the Otters.
He's a right-handed batter, the lefty, in with the first pitch. Takes low for a ball. Camoan Parks playing Fedko to pull. Real big hole up the middle. Outfield straight up. The 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike, 1-1. Bradford likes to work quickly. He gets on the rubber and just goes. Here's the 1-1. Outside.
Yeah, and he loves to be in his rhythm and just be able to stay in it.
2-1 offering. Up and away, 3-1. And I feel like pitching real quickly like that, it can go one of 2 ways, at least from a spectator's point of view. The 3-1 pitch. Outside ball 4. either he's in a rhythm and he really has it, or it seems like he doesn't have it and he's just going too quick to try and correct it.
Center fielder. 9.
Brings up Andrew Soika. 1 for 1, a walk, a bunt single, and has scored twice. So Fedko on first. Lefty v lefty and Bradford versus Soika, the pitch. Taken for a strike, down and in. 0-1. Bradford looks over at first, now delivers. Check swing, doesn't matter, it was a strike anyway, 0-2. Bradford does seem to slow down when runners do get on base, not going as quickly, working out of the stretch. Giving Fedko some attention over there. Soika taking his time at the dish. Now we go again. Soika behind in the count, 0-2. Bradford comes to the plate. Swung on, chopped right back behind the dish. Count staying. 6-4 Otters, top 5. Nobody out yet here in this top half of the 5th. The 0-2 once more. Swung on, little nubber to third. Parks fields, goes to second for one. Camo the turn, not nearly in time. But a fielder's choice on the cue ball shot to Parks. Makes 1 out, and Soika now stands at first.
Designated hitter.
Great job there from
Anthony Calarco.
Haven Parks to take his time and get that lead runner a big out number 1 and keep going after these Boomers hitters.
Brings up Anthony Calarco. Was robbed of a base knock by J.T. Benson all the way back in the first. Then grounded out to L.J. Jones in the third. First pitch to the big towering left-hander. Swung on, fouled right back off his back foot. 0-1. Calarco 6'4", 240. Man. Someone needed a left guard. The 0-1. Swung on, hit sharply in through the right side for a base hit. Rounding second, going to third is Soika. Throw in from Benson, right on the money, but just a bit too late. So Calarco, a scorching grounder right through the right side. First hit of the night for him brings up Brent Spillane, who has a 2-run blast, an RBI single, overall 3 ribbies. Chance for his 4th, standing 90 feet away.
And we'll see if Bradford can work himself out of it. This is usually whenever he gets, gives up a couple of hits early, that's when he starts to struggle and kind of make it worse.
Missed there, up and away, 1-0. Yeah, hopefully the spiral doesn't happen here in this 5th, especially with it being just a 2-run game. Evansville in front. The 1-0. Half swing, did he go? Yes, he did, says home plate umpire Max Steiner. Boomers dugout not liking that he didn't go over to first for the appeal.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked myself that he didn't. I was looking at it first, waiting for him to give his call.
1-1. High, 2-1. It always seems like that check swing should be the line umpire's call.
Well, I will
really,
say
no
even
matter
like Wilbanks initially was just instantly went to go appeal down to third, and again just didn't need it.
2-1 now to Spillane. Way up and away, 3-1. Really lost that one. Has lost most of the pitches here in this inning that he's lost to the arm side. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners for the Boomers in a 2-run ball game. Evansville in front, the pitch. Swung on and missed, 3-2. Blew it by him at 91. Action now starting to stir in the Evansville pen. Zach Volker up and loosening quickly. Count is full. The payoff here to Spillane. Swung on, fouled right back into the screen. Count stays. You would imagine that the Boomers, on their defensive side of this inning, would bring in a new arm, as there is an arm up. Payoff pitch here to Spillane. Outside ball, 4, bases loaded for the Boomers. Second walk of the inning
Left fielder, 11.
against Bradford. And here comes pitching coach Max Peterson. We'll see if this means Volker's getting his opportunity. Yet to be a signal out there as of yet. Just another one of these outings for Bradford where didn't seem to be able to find it at all. Hasn't given up a run in this outing, but bases loaded, just a 1 away here in the 5th, as there will not be a move as of yet.
Again, we've seen Bradford be able to look really good, look almost essentially untouchable in multiple different appearances. So just get him out there, get his mindset back in the right direction, and just go out there and start slinging it. Make the Boomers hitters hit it, and rather than allowing them to get on through these free passes.
So here's Aaron Simmons. Lefty on lefty matchup. Simmons has struck out twice so far. First pitch to him. Swung on, popped in the air, but well foul out of play to the left side. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, and you'll never regret it. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Base is loaded for Schaumburg. The pitch from Bradford. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Huge pitch up coming for Bradford. On deck is Kyle Fitzgerald, who has also struck out twice in this one. Bradford peers into Wilbanks, sets. Out of the stretch, he'll fire, the 0-2. Swung on, fouled her right back. We'll do it again.
He's just pounding fastballs right now against Simmons. 3 straight to him. We'll see if he goes back to that or if he tries to mix in an off-speed.
0-2 the count. Bradford sets, fires. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Fastball, fastball, fastball. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. 2 gap.
That's all I guess that's all he needed. And again, that fastball has a lot of movement on it. It's very quick, and it can definitely catch up on you, especially if you're a left-handed hitter. So good to see him use that pitch and blow it by him, and now 2 away. You just need to get this guy here and potentially get out of this inning unharmed.
So it'll be Kyle Fitzgerald. Struck out looking and struck out swinging. The pitch from Bradford. Swung on, foul tipped. 0-1. The Boomers just looking to break through. An offense that hasn't struggled to score this year at all. And now they're threatening with 2 gone. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Blew it by him again, 0-2.
And varying the speed on that fastball. The first one to him was at 87. That one up to 90. Just varying it up just a little bit and keeping him on his toes, even if it just has been fastball through fastball.
Bradford, the 0-2 delivery. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. Back on it, Benson, near the track, at the wall, see ya. Grand slam for Kyle Fitzgerald. And from 2 runs down to 2 runs up, Kyle Fitzgerald gives the Boomers the lead in the 5th.
And you wondered if he'd vary it up, implement an off-speed pitch here or there, but try to go up and away with another fastball. That one up at 92. Fitzgerald able to catch up with it, go opposite field with it, and
Livermore, little dribbler to Camo. Fields throws on the charge, got him. So, Livermore grounds out. We now go to the bottom half of the fifth. It's turned around, 8-6, Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
So a new pitcher here for Schaumburg. It'll be number 33, Aaron Glickstein. 6-foot right-hander out of Dix Hills, New York. See how he does here.
he's appeared in 4 games and gone 9 innings, so another guy that has given them length out of the bullpen. We'll see how long he goes. He has 7 strikeouts and 2 walks in his fourth year with Schaumburg. So a guy that has started for them in the past as well. So again, a guy who definitely can give length out of the bullpen. We'll see how long he goes here in this one.
The Otters all of a sudden back trailing. They trail by 2, 8-6 in the bottom of the 5th. Here's L.J. Jones, the batter. The first pitch to him is taken high. 1-0. L.J.'s had a good day, 2 for 2 quickly. The 1-0. Inner half. First strike. 1-1. Glickstein working quickly, though. 1-1 pitch. Swung on out in front and foul tipped. 1-2. It's worked so far below 90 miles an hour, but again, in the professional ranks, you never really expect someone to come out and not be able to touch that at all. Unless you're Kyle Hendricks, of course. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, foul tipped right back into the netting. We'll do it again. Quite a night so far, full of ups and downs already. We're only halfway through. The 1-2. Swung on, lifted in the air, shallow right field. Back on it, Livermore, in on it, Spillane. And it will be Spillane to make the catch for the first out. Now JT Benson, 1 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the 3rd inning, but singled as part of that big second. First pitch to Benson, time, never mind, that's up and in. 1-0. Benson saying that his eyes weren't on the pitcher and that Glickstein was working too quickly, but Glickstein missed the zone anyway. The 1-0. Inside 2-0. Man, does he work quickly or what?
Again, just another guy who wants to be in rhythm. Has started 12 games in each of the last 3 seasons for Schaumburg, so definitely has a rhythm to him.
2-0, finds the zone, 2-1. That one at the knees.
Yeah, and Glickstein, he's had under 2 walks per 9 in each of the 3 seasons with Schaumburg, so not going to walk a lot of batters.
3-1 now. That one in the dirt. Outfield and infield straight up defensively. The 3-1. Swung on, chopped on the ground to short. Craig backhands, throws to first in time, 2 away. Never mind, the ball was dropped by Fitzgerald, and over there at Benson, he's safe.
That is an extremely unforced error. It wasn't a bad throw or anything. He just whiffed on the catch.
Yeah, just now seeing the replay in our monitor. I mean, that's just a straight miscue by Fitzgerald over there. JT Benson at first. Here comes J.J. Cruz. The pitch. Runner goes outside. Throw down from Norman is in time. Oh, my goodness. And once again, the Otters run into an out.
And that throw was a little bit high from Norman, but great job from Craig to get the tag down. Looks like Benson tried to get that right hand in there and a little bit of a swim move, but good tag from Craig to get the second out of the inning.
Here's the 1-0 now to Cruz from Glickstein. Swung on, chopped foul, 1-1. So the Otters coming into today had stole 20 straight. They were caught twice in the season opener against Gateway and now caught twice already through just 4.5. The pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-2. I mean, Evansville just about 30 minutes ago felt like they were in control of this one. Boy, how things change. The 1-2 to J.J. Cruz. Swung on, foul tipped right back into the screen again.
And both these teams have shown the ability to put runs up in bunches, but the way the Boomers do it, they hit a lot of home runs. They can do it very quickly, and we've seen it in this one. Put 3 up in the first inning on a 3-run home run, now 4 on a grand slam.
The 1-2. Swung on, up the middle, on one bounces Craig. Backhand throw to first in time. Fitzgerald didn't drop that one, and the inning concludes to go to the top of the 6th. 8-6, the score. Schaumburg over Evansville on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
So it'll be Zach Volker in the pitch out of the bullpen for Evansville, the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania native. Wonder if he's a Phillies fan. Last time out, 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs on those 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 2. That was his first appearance as he did come off the IL on just the 15th of this month.
He's a guy with a very live fastball, got an electric movement, but struggled to control it there in that inning. Obviously, that was his first inning of work after coming off the IL. So, hopefully he can kind of step in and control it a little bit more here in this appearance.
Here's Satchel Norman. 1 for 2, a double and a ground out. First pitch from Volker. High. 1-0. We'll see how Volker looks in this one. Fastball is electric. The 1-0. Outside. 2-0. Norman, right-handed hitter. No batting gloves for him. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, that one at the knees. 2-1.
He's taken a little bit off of it in this appearance. He was up near 96 in his first appearance, now down at 93. But, again, that's still plenty quick. If you can be able to control it there, that's very important.
2-1. In their first strike, count quickly evened up. 2-2. Here it is now from Volker to Satchel Norman. Outside, count full.
You saw him rear back and throw that one up at 95.
And just yanked it a little bit to the glove side. Time called by Norman.
It's back at Buffalo Wild
And
Wings. All you can eat
at this level, it seems like guys, they really like to get those velocity numbers up. And if you're trying to overthrow, I mean, you're never going to be able to find the zone when you do that. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, blew it by him on the fastball. First strikeout for him. Reminder, fans, it's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday. Now, including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time dine-in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive, or 715 North Green River Road for details. That one at 94, just missing 1-0.
That's a tough one. Again, small zone here for Alec Craig, only at 5'9", so it is it's tougher to put it in for him than it is some of these other batters.
That one hitting the top edge, 1-1. Seems like the velocity is slowly working its way up. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Oof. 1-2. Ball time called by Alec Craig. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Count all evened up, 2 apiece. One gone, top 6, 8-6 the score. Schaumburg in front. The pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air, left center field. Crittenberger in on it, but gets called off by Taylor, who eventually makes the catch in shallow left center for out number 2. Now Christian Fedko finally was able to get on base in his last at-bat.
Christian Fedko.
He walked in his first at-bat of this series, the second inning yesterday, then walked in the 5th here in this one. Other than that, he's 0 in this series. First pitch to him from the flamethrower in Volker. In there for a strike.
Very encouraging to see here from Volker being able to control his fastball a lot more than he did in his first appearance.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here it is. Breaker finding the edge. 0-2.
It was, again, just doing a good job painting the corner. Tries to go quick in this inning.
2-strike offering. Swung on, lifted shallow left field. In on it, Taylor. Calling everybody off and making the catch. 1, 2, 3. Go the Boomers in this one. Bottom half coming up. It's 8-6 Schaumburg here on the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Glickstein in for a second inning of work here at historic Bosse Field. The score, 8-6 in favor of Schaumburg. A pair of big homers has been the reason for that. A 3-run shot in the first and a grand slam in the fifth, leading to that deficit for Evansville. See if they can respond here. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. The 3 due up here against Glickstein. Evansville battled all the way back last night. Can they do it again? Just a third of this game to go pretty much here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's just going to be about continuing to battle in these counts and working these pitchers and just putting pressure on them. They've done a really good job so far these last couple of games of doing that, and you just got to keep going after that. And if you can, you got a good enough offense to definitely score some runs.
Will Banks to begin it. He is 1 for 2, an RBI single in the second. The pitch taken above the letters, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch down and in, 2-0 now. Glickstein continuing to work about as quickly as humanly possible. The pitch outside, 3-0. Man, it's almost like they're trying to speed run this 6th inning out there. 3-0 offering. That one finds the top of the zone, I guess. 3-1.
About the same spot as that last one, but different outcome, I suppose.
Pitch swung on and missed. Down about as center cut as you can get. 3-2. Will Banks will take his time here, trying to mentally reset after this whirlwind of an at-bat that's only lasted about 15 seconds. We're already at 3-2. Here it is from Glickstein. Up and away, ball 4. So Cohen Wilbanks works the walk.
Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
Brings up Keenan Taylor. 2 for 2, a pair of singles, a pair of runs scored.
Left fielder, number 12, Keenan Taylor.
See what Taylor does here in this one. He has been impressive here in 2025. Wilbanks a decent lead at first. The pitch. Down and away, snap throw to first base is not in time. Wilbanks back on the bag. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's a very risky play there for the catcher, Norman, trying to backhand one in the dirt. He got lucky in the way he played it. He did have a chance there to get Wilbanks at first, but I mean, if you misplay that, Wilbanks is at second.
The 1-0. In there, 1-1. And you're starting to see more and more now, catchers, no matter if there's runners on or not, with a knee down. The 1-1 now from Glickstein. to Taylor. Swung on, lifted in the air. A bit of a punch shot to Spillane over there, who makes the catch. One away.
Back to the top of the
Brings
order.
up Ty Crittenberger. He is the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, folks,
Number 3, Ty Crittenberger.
if you're unaware. Crittenberger, a right-handed batter. Season debut yesterday. He already has a pair of RBI doubles in his first 2 games. First pitch to him. On the inner half for a strike, 0-1. No one up for either side in the bullpen. Glickstein looks in and sets out of the stretch. He'll fire the 0-1. Thought about it, but didn't go around. 1-1.
And with Glickstein's experience, I'm sure the Boomers would be happy just to let him work out the rest of this game if he can keep the Otters off the board.
The 1-1 now. Outer edge for a strike. 1-2.
A little bit of a wide zone here for home plate umpire Max Steiner.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here it is to Crittenberger. And he rung him up on strikes on a ball inside. So Crittenberger goes down looking. Second time he struck out tonight. Brings up Ale Camo.
The shortstop, number 1, Ale Camo.
Camo 0 for 2, an RBI walk, a strikeout, and a flyout. First pitch to him from Glickstein. Swung on, off the end of the bat, throw to first, in time from Livermore to Fitzgerald. So, that'll end the 6th. We go to the top half of the 7th, 8-6 Schaumburg in front on the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
It's a full weekend of fun.
Back here in Bossy Field as Zach Volker is out there for another inning of work. Lucas Macklin here with Riley Angels. We enter the back 3 of this ball game. Otters trail 8-6 here in the top of the 7th inning. Game 2 of 3 here against Schaumburg before Lake Erie comes to town for the weekend. Then we'll travel to Schaumburg for a 3-game set before taking a day off and then traveling to Florence. So a long couple of weeks ahead for the Otters as they look to try to get back into this one. But first they got to get back to their bats, still only down by 2. And that'll be up to Zach Volker, who had a very good first inning of work. Went 1 inning, struck out 1, didn't walk or give up a hit to anybody. Tomorrow night at the ballpark, 70s night, also a Thirsty Thursday. Then Friday, there's 80s night. Just going through all the decades, and then we'll have post-game fireworks. Saturday will be the racing night, celebrating the Indy 500.
You know, the good thing about Thirsty Thursday, it transcends all decades. No matter what we're doing, it's always a great week for a Thirsty Thursday.
Always good to be thirsty on a Thursday.
That's for sure.
For Schaumburg, center fielder, 9.
Andrew Soika will come to the plate. As he will come to face Volker here. Soika steps into the left-handed batter's box. Working on a 1-for-2 day with a walk. He's scored 3 runs so far. From the windup, Volker will deliver the first pitch. Swinging at that one, come up with nothing. Volker jumps ahead 0-1.
We would love for Volker to come in here and just shove like he did in the 6th. Give that offense a chance.
Volker will come set. Deliver the next pitch into Soika. That one stays high. Count moves to 1-1. Next pitch in from Volker in there for strike 2. He gets ahead 1-2. That one center cut at 94 miles per hour. Soika just wasn't ready for it. And we're going to get a quick time. Ball got away in the Boomers bullpen. So Soika will step out, readjust his gloves before he steps back in. The 24-year-old out of Huntington Beach, California, in his second season with the Boomers. Played in 28 games for him last year. Volker with a 1-2 pitch into Soika, ripped into right field. Benson will go back to the track at the wall, and that one is gone. A 2-strike pitch that was up above the zone. Soika went up to get it. And the Boomers add 1. They now take a 9-6 lead. That is a tough one to give up. Again, went high, and Soika had to go up and get that one at 93 miles per hour. Felt like almost one of those tomahawk swings you'll see in middle school. Next one up is Anthony Calarco as the first pitch stays high. Count moves to 1-0.
Yeah, and that was one that Soika knew it right off the bat. And he watched that one fly for about as long as he could.
Volker trying to get back in this one. Will deliver the 1-0 pitch to Calarco. That one catches the zone. Count moves to 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch in from Volker. Just misses inside. Count moves to 2-1. Volker spent last year between Great Falls and Ottawa. Next pitch. Clarker checked his swing, didn't go. So now it's 3-1. Played his last 2 college seasons at Iowa before joining the pro circuit. 3-1 pitch now, ripped towards right field, but foul. Count will move full. Clarko steps back into the left-handed batter's box. And Volker will deliver the next pitch. That stays high, and that'll be a walk for Calarco, and with no one out,
Right fielder.
it'll bring up the right fielder, Brendan Spillane.
Brent Spillane.
Tough start to this inning so far for Volker. Hopefully he can rein it in. Seems like Andy's going to trust him here for a little bit longer, no one up in the pen.
Spillane steps into the right-handed batter's box. Volker now from the stretch delivers the first pitch that stays just outside. Count moves to 1-0. Spillane 2 for 2 on the day with a walk. They haven't been able to find a way to get him out so far tonight. Next pitch in the strike zone. Count moves to 1-1. Volker comes set once again and delivers the 1-1 pitch into the former third-round draft pick. Pulled the string on him, got him swinging. Count moves to 1-2 now.
That was nasty there from Volker. Had a high fastball at the letters, then just a breaking ball that dipped well below the zone. No chance there for Spillane.
Count 1-2 to the 6'4", 28-year-old right fielder who's homered on the game. Next pitch, swinging miss at that one on a pitch way out of the zone. A German-American Bank strikeout. And now there is one away in the inning. That was a nasty off-speed pitch. When you get a guy like Spillane swinging at one like that. And with one away, I'll bring up the left fielder, Aaron Simmons. Simmons 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. First pitch into him, swinging miss. He's behind 0-1. Simmons gets back into the left-handed batter's box, trying to find a way to get off the schneid. Been a rough game for him. And we're in a quick time. Another ball got away in the Boomers bullpen.
Man, someone's having control issues over there.
Well, hopefully. That's going to break the rhythm here of Volker. He'll just stay on the mound, wait for the sign. He'll take it. He'll come set. Deliver the 0-1 pitch to the left-handed left fielder. That one catches the zone for strike 2, and he's ahead 0-2 now. Obviously, you don't want to give up that home run, but if you're Volker, just put it in the back of your mind, move on, and try to keep this lead at 3. 0-2 pitch, in now to Simmons. Lifted in the air to right field. Benson on his way back will camp under it and will bring it in. A couple steps in front of the warning track for out number 2. No 2 away, that'll bring up the first baseman, Kyle Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald working on a 1 for 3 day. Hit that grand slam back in the 5th inning. That currently is the difference. And another ball gets away in the Boomers bullpen. It'll be Keenan Taylor who actually goes and grabs it to help him out.
Great guy over there, Keenan Taylor.
Just a stand-up guy, just helping out. More likely just trying to save time. Trying to let Volker get back in there. Fitzgerald had struck out twice in the game before launching that grand slam. First pitch in, blew by him. Gets ahead 0-1. Feels like Volker's really reined it back in and settled back down. Comes set once again and deliver the 0-1 pitch from the stretch. Pulled the string on him, got it out in front. They head 0-2 now. You can tell he's doing a really good job at tunneling and disguising that off-speed pitch. Multiple times now we've seen these Boomer hitters be fooled, think it's going to be a fastball, then it drops out on them. Fitzgerald calls his time as he steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Volker comes set. Delivers the 0-2 pitch into Fitzgerald. That one stays wide. Good job by Wilbanks to get out in front of it, to keep it in front of him. Runner stays put. Count moves to 1-2.
That's so hard for a catcher to do, to explode the opposite way of where you're expecting that pitch to wind up and keep it in front of you close enough to where the batter doesn't even try to advance.
Volker comes set, delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one in the dirt. Wilbanks can't get to that one, so that one will get by him. Clarko will take second base, and now there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. It's a 2-2 count. One in on the Soika home run. Volker looks in. Will come set. Tries to find a way to get this first baseman out here. 2-2 pitch. Taken just high. Count runs full now. On deck is Livermore, who's 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. Volker comes set. Delivers the full count pitch. Gets him looking for strike 3. Fitzgerald does not agree with the call. He's arguing with home plate umpire Max Steiner, but that's a German-American bank strikeout. Third base coach is gonna come in and get him out of there before he gets thrown out of the game. But a strikeout nonetheless. Otters do give up 1, but they still trail 9-6 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
New pitcher in for the Boomers. It's Eric Kozlowski. He'll be making his 5th appearance on the season. He's pitched in 4 innings, given up 4 runs to a 9 ERA. Spent 3 years from 2018 through 2020 with Illinois Wesleyan in the NCAA. But outside of 2019, he was only a catcher. So came back to Schaumburg as a pitcher. This is his first season back in baseball. First pitch in. He's taken for a ball to Graham Brown. It's a 1-0 count. So an interesting journey here for the new pitcher for the Boomers. Next pitch, that one is ripped into left center field. Aaron Simmons is on his way back. He's going to leap at it, not bring it in. Graham Brown's going to head towards second base. Getting standing up for the leadoff double for Graham Brown. And the Otters have something going here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a Deerhead double-decker double. And the Otters, no one out, will bring up Paven Parks.
Boy, that kid is hot, isn't he? I mean, Graham Brown just continues to impress on this homestand, even on that road trip. And in the last game of the Three Rivers series, started to heat up, and he is fully engaged now at the plate, and you can tell he is just feeling himself up there.
Jumped on a fastball center cut, and with no one out and a runner on second, it'll bring up the left-hander Paven Parks. First pitch into him, taken low, count moves to 1-0. Kozlowski with Illinois Wesleyan only pitched in 2019 as a 20-year-old. Pitched in 5 2/3 innings, appeared in 5 games, didn't give up a run. But that was the only pitching stats he has. Now a 1-0 count here to Paven Parks. Next pitch, he takes that one high. Count moves to 2-0 now.
He must have thrown a bunch of runners out. I mean, he's hitting low 90s right now on that fastball. Wonder what that pop time was.
Kozlowski comes set, delivers the 2-0 pitch. That one stays high. Count runs to 3-0 now. 4 walks in his 4 innings. So a guy that is liable to walk batters. Now he has to come at Pavin Parks. Runner on second is Graham Brown after a leadoff double. That pitch swinging through for Pavin Parks there. Gets nothing. Count moves to 3-1. Oh, there's going to be a balk called. I didn't see who called it, which one of the umpires called it. But Graham Brown's going to get third base. Count stays at 3-0 now. So another break for the Otters. And with no one out and a runner on third, I mean, that's a run that, at least that run, you're going to have to get. Because if you don't get that run, it's going to be really tough. Bottom of the 7th inning, Otters trail 9-6. Next pitch into Parks. He fouls that one off. Count now is at 3-1.
When you have a guy who doesn't have that much experience on the mound and hasn't done it in so long, those things are bound to happen. Really are.
6 runs on 10 hits for the Otters, 9 runs on 8 hits for the Boomers. Next pitch in. That one's taken top corner. Count moves full now. It's 5 walks on the night for the Otters. 4 on the night so far for the Boomers. Kozlowski comes set. He'll deliver the payoff pitch into Parks. That one stays inside. He'll take the walk there.
That's a deer
So a Deerhead sidewalk, cafe and bar. There'll be runners on the corners with no one away, and it brings up L.J. Jones to the plate.
Yeah, I think this might be a pretty short leash for Kozlowski here. They have Isaiah Rivera up in the pin right now.
Yes, and he'll have to face at least one more batter here.
Yeah.
That'll be L.J. Jones, and depending on how this goes, maybe this will be his last batter. Who knows?
And LJ, he's been hot. He's been swinging a hot bat. I mean, it's a big spot for him. 2 hits already today. A couple of hits yesterday as well.
Just a spot where you want to keep taking advantage here, and if you get a pitch early, go after it. Something like Graham Brown did, or draw it along at bat, draw a walk like Pavin Parks did. Either way, you really want to take advantage here. Get runners on the corners, no one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Otters trail 9-6. It's been the long ball that has been the death of the Otters so far. 3 home runs for the Boomers, 8 of their 9 runs coming on those home runs. Otters have not hit a home run tonight. And Kozlowski will step off and reset. He'll come set now. Deliver the first pitch into L.J. Jones. First pitch swinging just past the outstretched glove of Fedko. Brown will score. Parks is heading towards third. He's going to get in safely. L.J. Jones to second. He's going to be late and tagged out. So aggressiveness from L.J. Jones gifts the first out to the Boomers, but it still is an RBI single that scores Graham Brown. The Otters now trail 9-7. Pavin Parks is at third with only 1 away, and it brings up J.T. Benson to the plate.
I like the idea there from L.J. Jones, but, man, Aaron Simmons with an absolute cannon to second base to get L.J. by a lot.
Yeah, another awkward slide from him there. First pitch to Benson stays high. Count moves to 1-0.
It's a good point. We saw that twice last night as well with that awkward slide from Jones.
Kozlowski will come set and deliver the 1-0 pitch into J.T. Benson. That one is lifted high into the air. Fedko will try to work to get under it. It's also Craig who's moving over from the shortstop position. He overran it by a mile. And he's going to fall in foul territory. Count's going to be moved to 1-1 as Benson's given a second life.
That wind must be playing some tricks up there. I mean, Craig not even close to it. Simmons was making his way over, but he's playing way off the line out there in the left, so he never really had a chance at it.
Yeah, that's one that Craig clearly had enough time to get to, but ran too far, overran it, and like I said, the right fielder from Louisville is given a second life. Mentioned that this is Benson's first game back after missing the last 2 games. Working a 1-for-3 day, scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Next pitch into him, lifted in the air out to left center field. Soika is on his way back to the track, to the wall. He leaps and he can't bring it back, and it's gone. JT Benson, a 2-run bomb for Evansville Otters as he has tied it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, JT Benson.
JT Benson's 2nd home run of the year. Out to left center field. It was Soika leaping at the wall. Got relatively close to it, all things being considered, but gets over the wall. This game is tied as we are a brand new ball game. And it'll be J.J. Cruz next to meet Kozlowski.
Man, this game has just been a roller coaster of emotions from start to finish for the Otters. 103 off the bat, 393 out to dead center field. I mean, 81 miles per hour down and into a righty, just right in the wheelhouse.
First pitch into Cruz is taken just on the inside corner for strike 1. Yeah, and Benson, you could tell he felt it off the bat. Now an 0-1 pitch into Cruz. He lifts that one high into the air. It'll be Fitzgerald. Tries to come into it, and it looks like no one got to it. It looked like pitcher Kozlowski thought someone else was going to come and get it. I thought Fitzgerald was going to come in and get it. He didn't come in and get it, and it fell just the middle of everybody, and Cruz is safe at first.
Yeah, Fitzgerald kept looking up at the ball, then back down at Norman, then back up at the ball, like expecting Norman to call somebody off, but that one was nowhere near either of them. It was shading, as you mentioned, to that first base side to Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald had no idea where it was either. So, I mean, it'll help J.J. Cruz's batting average, that's for sure.
He gets credited with a single there. With 1 away, it brings up Cohen Wilbanks to the plate as the Otters try to threaten to potentially take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging for Wilbanks. He's behind on that one. He's behind 0-1. Kozlowski will come set and deliver the next pitch into Wilbanks. He takes that one on the outside corner. Quickly behind 0-2 now. Wilbanks will step back into the left-handed batter's box. It's J.J. Cruz leading off first. 9-9 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch. That one just misses inside. Count moves to 1-2. That JT Benson home run you mentioned went 393 feet. That one was exterminated by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help with all your pest control needs? McMahon can. Here's the 1-2 pitch now into Cohen Wilbanks. He lifts that one high into left field, but it's going to hook foul and get out of play. Count still at 1-2.
Never regret it.
Kozlowski up at 94 miles per hour. That one was at 93 up in the zone. Wilbanks just got to it. Comes the next 1-2 pitch into the Otters catcher. He takes that one outside. Good take by Wilbanks. Count moves to 2-2.
That's a great take. I mean, that breaking ball is nasty, and for the way the zone's been tonight, very confident take, a very good take.
Kozlowski will come set. He'll deliver the 2-2 pitch into Wilbanks. That one stays outside. Count runs full now. So another great at-bat from an Otter. J.J. Cruz leading off first. JT Benson 2-run home run. Tied it. Now Wilbanks, the payoff pitch. Cruz takes off, but Wilbanks fouls that off. And we'll do it again.
It's interesting that they're sending Cruz. They are trying to stay out of the double play, but being thrown out twice already, and neither of them necessarily being all that close. Interesting.
Yeah, these, I would consider the 3-2 steals more like a hit and run type situation. You know, confident in your guy to not at least just not to strike out. Payoff pitch once again into Wilbanks. Cruz doesn't take off. Wilbanks fouls that one off. Wilbanks continues to battle here.
Cohen's had some pretty good at-bats here tonight. He's only 1 for 2, but has worked a walk, an RBI single as well for that one hit. It's looked good.
Kozlowski will come set and deliver the payoff pitch once again. Cruz takes off this time. That one stays high, so ball 4. Wilbanks will work another walk. A Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar, his second of the game. And that will bring up Keenan Taylor to the plate, but not before we get a pitching change. So walk, we'll get a new pitcher. Take a short break here on the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
New pitcher on the mound for Schaumburg is Isaiah Rivera. It'll be his 5th appearance on the year. He's pitched in 3 2/3 innings, given up 4 runs on 2 hits, walked 6, but also struck out 6. So a very electric pitcher, but also one that has had problems with control.
Yeah, he did pitch in the Twins rookie ball system, their Florida Complex League team back in 2022. Struck out 14 batters per 9 innings. 14.7, which is the exact same as what he's doing right now. Didn't have near the control issues he did in 2022 that he does in 2025. Pitched to a 3.52 ERA with the Minnesota organization.
He also spent time with Schaumburg back in 2021. Again, with the Twins in 22, and then hadn't pitched since then before joining Schaumburg here in 25. His first opponent will be Keenan Taylor. Runners on first and second with only 1 away as we're tied here 9-9 in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch in from Isaiah Rivera. It'll be taken in the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. A bender there that caught Keenan Taylor off. He'll look in. He'll come set and deliver the 0-1 pitch into Keenan Taylor. That one stays high. Count moves to 1-1. Attended Indiana Wesleyan in his final collegiate season back in 21 in Marion, Indiana. And now he'll look in and come set before he delivers the 1-1 pitch into Keenan Taylor. That one stays low. Taylor lays off. Count moves to 2-1. It's J.J. Cruz at second after he reached on a pop fly that frankly should have been caught. Then Cohen Wilbanks drew the walk in the last at-bat. Both of them getting sizable leads off their respective bags. Rivera comes set. 2-1 count. And to Keenan Taylor. Swinging through that one. Comes up with nothing. Count moves to 2-2. Taylor staying hot in today's ball game. Working a 2-for-3 day. He's scored a couple of runs. Maintaining this hot start that he's had for this Otters squad after playing the hero in last night's game. Looking to try to potentially do the same here. 2-2 pitch into Keenan Taylor. That one stays outside and it gets by the catcher. Each runner will advance 90 feet. So now we have a full count to Keenan Taylor and runners on second and third with only one away. And just seen a lot of those so far today for Schaumburg. A lot of wild pitches, and Otters have thankfully been able to take advantage.
And it all started with Dwayne Matos, who started this ball game. He had 3 of those before he exited. And it's kind of just spread like the plague.
Now the defense, the infield, playing in. Full count pitched into Keenan Taylor. Swinging at that one, fouls it overhead. It's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Do you think Zane ever regrets it?
I think he does sometimes.
Sometimes?
Not because of Heads, but just because sometimes there's a lot of overhead foul balls. We like to say it once per inning, but
You say it every time.
every time.
Oof.
So
Tonight's attendance, 1,000.
payoff pitch into Keenan Taylor. Swinging at that one, it gets away.
5-3.
He'll go ahead and run to first and make the throw down. Fitzgerald had to jump a little bit, but he still caught it and makes the tag. So now there's 2 away, and it'll be up to Ty Krittenberger, who's going to need a base hit to score that runner from third.
Batter of the game, center fielder, number 3, Ty Krittenberger.
Krittenberger leading it off for the first time this year, the first leadoff batter for the Otters that hasn't been a late Camo. He's working on a 1-for-3 day with a walk and a couple of RBIs, and there's a couple of ducks out in the pond for him right now. First pitch in to the center fielder. Swinging at that one, but just can't catch up to it, and he's behind 0-1.
Good thing right now about these swings against the fastballs, it doesn't seem like they're getting beat. They're not late on it, they're just swinging under it right now, which will happen on a good fastball that has a rise like this one does at 95.
Rivera comes set. He'll deliver the 0-1 pitch. That one catches the corner of the zone. Count moves to 0-2. Couple of fastballs to start Krittenberger off. We'll see if Rivera goes off speed or sticks with the fastball. Rivera comes set from the stretch. Will deliver the 0-2 pitch into Krittenberger. Pulled the string on him. Krittenberger just got it. Fouled it off and stayed alive. Count still at 0-2. Krittenberger will step back into the right-handed batter's box. Runners on second and third. Tying run is at third. The go-ahead run, rather, is on third, as we're tied here 9-9 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rivera, the 0-2 pitch. Krittenberger just makes contact and fouls it off again. Still no 2 count. Krittenberger will fix his gloves, step back in. Rivera will look in and come set. He'll deliver the 0-2 pitch once again here to Krittenberger. That one in the dirt gets by. Cruz is going to take off to home. He's going to score, and the Otters take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning on a wild pitch. Mentioned a lot of wild pitches so far on the night, and another one, and this one the Otters used to take the lead.
Yeah, the same theme keeps ringing true. Second one here this inning against Rivera. Just a lot of interesting things that have happened so far, but we're not going to complain. 10-9 the lead now.
Now a runner on third and 2 away. That runner insurance run. That one stays high. Count moves to 2-2.
Boy, that insurance run would mean a lot as Valdez up in the bullpen right now. 2 would feel like a whole lot more than that.
Still 2-2 count here. Wilbanks gotten a third through a couple of wild pitches. That one stays just low. No, they'll call strike 3. Another batter upset with the call. He decided he wanted to call that strikeout late. Faked me out. Boomers are out of the inning, but the Otters score 4, take the lead here. They lead 10-9 as we head to the 8th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
23-19 North Carolina.
Alex Valdez is into the 8th inning, as now the Otters have a lead, as they lead 10-9 here in the top of the 8th inning. Valdez, the pitcher. Cohen Wilbank still the catcher. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Alex Valdez gave up a run in his first appearance, but since then he has been lights out.
Yeah, he's looked really, really good. One of these guys that comes out of this back end of the Evansville bullpen, and you expect to just go out there and get outs consistently. Looked really good over the weekend against the Mud Monsters down in Mississippi. We expect nothing less from him here, and drawing a big, high-leverage spot, just up one against a very good offense in Schaumburg. And he's going to face 8, 9, and 1. So we'll see how he does.
In his last appearance against Mississippi, he went one inning, didn't give up a hit, a run, a walk, didn't strike at anybody, but it was just a lot of weak contact. And his first to face him will be the second baseman, Tony Livermore, as the Boomers are all of a sudden down to their last 6 outs and needing a run.
Oh, look at that, Valdez. Already asking for a new ball. He hasn't even thrown one out yet.
Now, when you're a pitcher, you know what you like. He also was called in to get a singular out. Now, that first pitch is taken just inside for ball 1. Head 1-0. That next pitch is in there for a strike. He evens it back up at 1-1. Valdez last year in 14 1/3 innings only had a 1.26 ERA. That one, Livermore just fouls that one off, and he's behind 1-2 now. So far in the season, 4 1/3 innings pitched, a 2.08 ERA. He struck out 3, given up 1 run, hasn't walked a single batter yet. Livermore checked his swing. Did he go? He did, says third base umpire Evan Kerr. And so that German-American Bank strikeout has the Otters with 1 away here for the catcher, Satchel Norman, as he heads to the plate.
Catcher 20, Satchel Norman.
Valdez looks in. From the windup, he'll deliver the first pitch. That one is taken just high. Count moves to 1-0. Valdez a couple of times has been called on to strand some runners. He's had 3 inherited runners on the season, and none of them have scored. That one, Norman goes around. Count moves to 1-1. Not asked to strand any runners tonight. Just asked to work a clean 8th inning. Valdez now will bring in the 1-1 pitch. Norman checked his swing. Doesn't matter, it's a strike. Count moves to 1-2 now. One-two pitch into the catcher, Norman. Strike 3 looking for Norman. Another German-American Bank strikeout. Valdez is second in as many batters. And with 2 away, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Alec Craig, to try to extend the inning here for the Boomers.
What a first 2 batters for Valdez here in this inning. Just sending him down. See how he does now against the top of this Schaumburg order.
Alec Craig steps into the left-handed batter's box First pitch into him is taken just inside. Count moves to 1-0. 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. He scored a run. And now he's tasked with extending this 8th inning. That one stays inside. Count moves to 2-0.
And Craig, not a guy that's going to strike out a lot. So you almost have to pitch him to contact, hope he rolls over one. Just trust your stuff.
And that one's taken outside. 3-0. Alec Craig was still spinning his bat out in front. So he wasn't even ready for it at all, but Valdez still missed. Here's the 3-0 pitch now into Alec Craig. He takes that one in there for a strike. Valdez gets back in the count. Count moves to 3-1. Alec Craig, a guy who could definitely steal a bag if he gets on base. 3-1 pitch. That one stays just high. And that'll be a walk, a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Christian Fedko. I'll say Craig looked back, act like it was actually called a strike.
Yeah, kind of pump faked me too.
Wasn't sure what he was looking at. But 2 away, it'll bring up the third baseman, Fedko. Still looking for his first hit in the series. Has walked tonight. First pitch, chopper towards short. Camo will take it in. It's a long throw over to first base. In the dirt, Jones digs it up for out number 3. So a great defensive play for the Otters there. Ends the 8th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Otters lead 10-9. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
The Otters out here for the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to try to add some insurance as they lead 10-9 here in the bottom of the 8th. The Otters 10 runs on 13 hits. Boomers 9 runs on 8 hits. It's Isaiah Rivera out there for another inning of work. Kozlowski started the 7th inning, but gave 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run home run to J.T. Benson.
The shortstop, number 1, Alay Camo.
Also allowed a couple more runners to get on base, allowing both of them to score. And it'll be Alay Camo leading it off here for the Otters. Again, trying to add some more insurance before they head to the 9th inning. Camo in the left-handed batter's box. Rivera from the windup will deliver the first pitch. Camo swinging, but will loop it foul into left field.
An overhead foul ball.
Went overhead, which is an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. Next pitch into Camo. He fouls that one off and quickly is behind 0-2. Now Camo will have to battle as he's working from behind here. Still looking for his first hit on the night. Does have a walk. That one stays inside. Count moves to 1-2. Rivera will come back to the mound. Next pitch in. Just able to make contact and fouls that one off as he stays alive. Camo will step back into the left-handed batter's box. It's a 1-2 count here. Rivera from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Camo fouls that one off once again, and he continues to stay alive in battle.
Camo just has such a good two-strike approach. No matter what happens, if it's 2 strikes, he's going to try and find a way, and almost always does, to make contact if he lets it rip.
And we'll get a quick time called. Ball got away from the Otters bullpen this time.
Oh boy, let's not trade throwing him into the field of play here.
The shortstop Craig is playing close to second base. That one is lifted into left field. Fedko will try to run over. It's in foul territory, and it's going to fall out of reach. So Camo stays alive once again. A great battle here for Lay Camo, working this as the leadoff hitter in this inning. One-two pitch in from Rivera. Camo lifts that one out into left field. Simmons will track it and get under it and bring it in for out number 1. With one away, that will lead to the DH tonight, Graham Brown.
Designated hitter, number 24, Graham Brown.
Brown trying to maintain his hot start in this one. 2 for 4 with a double. Scored a run. Has an RBI as well. And now Rivera from the windup will deliver the first pitch in. That one catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch in from Rivera. Pulled the string on him. Brown swinging. And quickly ahead 0-2 of another batter. Rivera now working ahead of Brown 0-2. Taking his time now, and now will deliver. That one just misses outside. Count moves to 1-2.
Man, it's a close pitch to take there. Up and away.
Graham Brown coming into this game had 10 hits, 6 of them going for extra bases. 1-2 pitch stays outside. Count moves to 2-2. Adding the couple hits tonight, he's got 12 hits. 7 of them have gone for extra bases. Coming in tonight with a .537 slugging percentage. There comes the 2-2 pitch in from Rivera. Brown swinging and that one hitting left center field. Simmons on his way back. Stoika on his way back. And that one's going to get off the wall. And another double for Graham Brown with 1 away. And the Otters are in business once again.
Double-decker double.
A Deerhead double-decker double. With 1 away and Pavin Parks up to the plate. Runners,
Third baseman.
Otters have a runner in scoring position once again. That one just an off-speed pitch that caught the middle of the plate. Once again. Well, for 1 away, Pavin Parks will step into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, Pavin Parks checked his swing. And they'll check down to third base, and it will be a strike. So we'll be ahead 0-1. We'll get a quick time there. And I think there's just some talking going on, and either way, Norman's going to have a quick conversation with his pitcher.
Well, there it seems like Pavin just was confused on how this strike was called. He was asking whether it was appealed, whether the home plate umpire made the call. And then I guess over at third, Evan Kerr thought Pavin was arguing. So he started barking back, and Pavin just screamed back, "I wasn't arguing. I just wasn't happening." So semantics.
Count it 0-1 to Pavin Parks. Runner on second. Otters up by 1. 1-0 pitch. That one taken to the top part of the zone. And Pavin Parks quickly behind 0-2. Parks still looking for his first hit of the game. Has drawn a walk and scored a run. Big potential insurance run over at second for the Otters. 0-2 pitch into Parks. That one taken outside. Count moves to 1-2. Out Craig, holding on Graham Brown over at second as he plays directly behind Brown. A little bit offset from the second base. Big hole in between second and third, or short and third rather. That pitch lifted high in the air into left field. Simmons will track it and bring it in about a foot in front of the warning track. And now there's 2 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman tonight, L.J. Jones.
First baseman,
Jones with a
number
3-hit day and RBI as well.
Jones.
All 3 of which singles, but 3-hit day, no matter how it comes, you'll take it. If I were to tell LJ, hey, you're going to have 2 3-hit days this week, he'd be like, okay, that's fine with me.
Rivera comes set, delivered the first pitch into the former Springfield Cardinal. He takes that one high and in. Count moves to 1-0. Mentioned Jones working on a 3-hit day. He's 3 for 4. An RBI, scored a run. He's worked his average up to 289 today. Rivera on a 1-0 count. Pitches into Jones. That one stays high. Count moves to 2-0. Rivera from the stretch delivers the 2-0 pitch into L.J. Jones. That one stays outside, but Jones checked his swing. He didn't go, and the ball got away from the catcher, Norman. So Graham Brown moves up 90 feet. That one's considered ball 3, and it's a 3-0 count. I'll be honest, I thought, and obviously it's a hard view from us, I thought he did go initially.
Well, I'm right there with you, partner. I thought so too.
And you wonder if maybe, I don't know. 3-0 count now to Rivera with Graham Brown at third, 90 feet away from an insurance run. 3-0 pitch, that one stays high. So a 4-pitch walk for L.J. Jones. Will bring up the home run hitter, J.T. Benson, to the plate.
And bar.
A Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
Right fielder.
Benson in his last at-bat hit the 2-run home run that tied the Otters then. He looks to stay hot, working on his 2-for-2 day with a couple of ribbies, couple of runs scored. And we'll get a quick conversation between Norman and his pitcher. Two outs, runners on the corners. So the Otters lead 10-9 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to try to add some insurance here for the top half of the 9th. And it'll be J.T. Benson at the plate. First pitch into him. Pitch outside. He checked his swing. Home plate umpire says he did go. Count moves to 0-1. J.T. Benson, the former Louisville Cardinal, in his first season with the Evansville Otters here. Next pitch in. That one's outside. It gets by. Brown initially was going to go, but it bounced all the way back to the pitcher who was coming to cover the plate. That was a lucky bounce. Graham Brown was a great read by him. He was ready to go, but a great read to realize he was not going to make it.
And those things they happen here at this place. Bounce right back to him, as you mentioned. Great read over at third for Brown, not just running straight into the third out.
L.J. Jones did advance to second. So runners on second and third now, 2 away. 1-1 pitch into Benson. That one's outside. So now it's 2-1. But good work there from the catcher Norman to bring it in. Feels like he started to pull a lot of these pitches to his glove side. 2-1 count now to JT Benson. Swings at that one that was outside. Count moves to 2-2. The ball got away out in there in the outfield, so they're going to take a little bit of a break. That came from the Boomers bullpen, so counted up, I think, 4-1.
That's one win tonight.
At least. Rivera comes set. 2-2 count now to JT Benson. Swinging strike at that one for out number 3, so Otters threaten but don't score any runs. We head to the 9th inning. Otters lead 10-9. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
For the last 5 years, the Evansville African American Museum and the Evansville Otters have partnered together to offer tickets at no cost for the whole family for the Juneteenth Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute. All are invited to celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 19th for the annual Salute to the Negro Leagues game. Pre-game activities start at 4:30 with first pitch scheduled for 5:05. For information on these tickets, fans can stop by the Evansville African American Museum at 579 Sandra Matthews Way in Evansville or any local Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library. Catalyst Church Food Pantry is honored to be the nonprofit partner of Friday, May 23rd's Otters game. Catalyst Church invites the community, but also the churches from the tri-state to come and unite as one game, as one church, around one cause. Catalyst Church invites each person to bring at least one, if not more, non-perishable food item for their food pantry to continue helping the Evansville community. A great night of baseball is planned, and post-game fireworks are just part of the fun. More information can be found on Catalyst Church Evansville's Facebook page.
Nate Wolgemuth will come in to try to close this game out. The Otters lead 10-9 here in the top of the 9th inning. Wolgemuth in his last appearance went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1, but didn't give up any runs. He's appeared in 3 games, has 3 innings pitched, given up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, gave up a home run. That his only runs given up was that home run in Game 2 of the season against Gateway. Otters did come back and win that game in extras. He didn't even start in the final inning. He started in the 6th inning, went into the 7th inning, tried to stay out for an extra inning of work. Didn't work out, but Otters obviously came away with that win. He looks to get the Otters out with their 2nd win in as many days and finish the warm-up. It'll be Andrew Soika to the plate to lead it off. He has a home run earlier. Other than that, the Otters have allowed him to walk, score 4 runs, a couple of hits. And now a big spot here as he leads it off for the Boomers in the bottom of the 9th inning, or top of the 9th inning. First pitch to him, swinging, fouled that one off. Count moves to 0-1. That one went straight back. A pitch that was almost identical to the pitch that he hit out. Wolgemuth, the next pitch in. That one catches the zone. He's quickly ahead 0-2 of the dangerous Soika. And Soika will call time as he resets himself.
Wolgemuth, a guy, not a typical closer, not going to blow you away with that fastball. Sits low 90s on a good day with that 4-seam. See how he does here.
0-2 pitch into the center fielder. That one in the dirt. Bounces away, but doesn't matter. Count 1-2 now. Soika hit his 3rd home run of the year earlier in this game. At that time, made it a 9-6 ball game. Otters then came back and scored 4 in the bottom half. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Soika goes down swinging, a German-American bank strikeout to lead off the inning. And it'll next be to Anthony Calarco, designated hitter today. With the 1 away, he's working on a 1-for-3 day. The former Otter trying to help the Boomers try to break the hearts of the Otters here in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch, checked his swing. In there for a strike, doesn't matter. Count moves to 0-1. Next pitch in from Wolgemuth. Catches the inside corner of the zone. He's quickly ahead of Kolarko, now 0-2. And this right here is what you want from your closer. Great control in this late part of the game. 0-2 pitch now from Wolgemuth. Outside and high. Count moves to 1-2. Wolgemuth worked quickly from the windup. He'll deliver the 1-2 pitch now. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another German American Bank strikeout, his second in as many batters. And with 2 away, the final hope for the Boomers here will be the right fielder, Bryn Spillane.
Reared back and got up to 94 on that one. Great run on it as well. Up and away. Just got Kolarko to go after it.
Bryn Spillane also hit a home run earlier in the game. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch taken for a strike. That one at 94. Reared back at that one. He's ahead 0-1. Otters up by 1 here in the bottom of the top of the ninth inning. Next pitch, that one stays wide. Count moves to 1-1. Wolgemuth from the windup. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Delivers. Swing and a miss on Spillane. He's up 1-2. Spillane looked ugly on that swing. He'll take time now as he tries to reset.
Make some noise.
The Otters just need one more strike to have taken the first 2 here from Schaumburg. Wolgemuth the pitch. Taken in there for strike 3 looking. A German-American Bank strikeout to end the inning. Strikes out the side, and the Otters are victorious for the second straight night on late heroics.
I mean, that's 2 straight wins, improbable wins. I mean, that grand slam was hit earlier in the game, and the life just fell out of this place after Fitzgerald hit that one to the opposite field and right. But the bullpen, after that, was able to settle things down. The offense came back and had a big inning of their own. Just what a great way for Evansville to send a message in these first 2 games against Schaumburg.
The Otters use a 4-run 7th inning to win this ball game. When we come back on the Papa John's postgame show, we'll have more. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Welcome into the Papa John's postgame show. Remember, Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows. Every 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and Home Team Network. And what a game we've had, back-to-back nights of some exciting wins for the Otters. They use a 4-run 7th inning to win the ball game, and some really good performances out of the bullpen as well. Otters win 10-9. What really stood out for you on this win tonight?
It's just the fight that this team has had over the past 2 days, never giving up. I think opening week, if this same thing were to happen going into the 5th, Fitzgerald hitting that grand slam, I don't know if this team fights back to end up winning. But the way that this team, the past 2 days, found a way to get the job done, and it's a different guy every night. Last night, it was Graham Brown and Keenan Taylor. Tonight, it was J.T. Benson and L.J. Jones. And then Wolgemuth and Valdez coming in and just slamming the door shut over those final 2 innings, that is huge for this Otters team moving forward.
And it's hard to remember. It's easy to forget this, but this is a night where their starter only went with 1/3 of an inning, left early due to an injury. He ended up giving up 2 runs in that 1/3 of an inning. Wiltsey came in, gave some length, went 3 2/3 innings. Did give up that 3-run home run early, but he settled down. Bradford came in, he struggled, gave up 4, obviously gave up the grand slam. Looked like he was about to work himself out of that jam, but Fitzgerald took advantage. And then Volker came in, gave 2 innings for the Otters, only giving up 1 run. Valdez went in for 1 inning, perfect 3 up, 3 down. And then Wolgemuth striking out the 9th inning to get the Otters out. A huge, huge game for the Otters to win. And you mentioned JT Benson. You said Graham Brown, it was Graham Brown last night, partly Graham Brown tonight, a couple of doubles, went 3 for 5, scored a run, had an RBI. But really top to bottom, just work so far. 8 of 9 Otters got hits. All 9 got on base at some point. All but 2 Otters scored runs for the team. It really was a top-to-bottom effort, not just obviously with the lineup, but also with the bullpen as well, trying to recover after that Brahms short outing.
For sure. They really carried it on their shoulders tonight. And now tomorrow, John Beamer with a lot of pressure to go out and throw 5-6 innings because this bullpen does need a rest. Again, we're in the middle of a stretch where they're playing 12 games in 13 days. So tomorrow, Beamer needs to come out and just shove, and we know that he can do it. Hopefully he does.
And Beamer has had a really good start to the season, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow, but it's exciting to get him to go out there, and we'll see how the Otters, kind of utilize this rotation, the bullpen, the rest of this week, going into the weekend, then going into next week, and trying to figure this all out. But we've seen a lot of good performances from a lot of the guys in the bullpen. You get a new bullpen arm coming in with Nick McAuliffe, and hopefully we'll get to see him over the next couple of days. But again, huge fight from this Otters team the last couple of nights. You love to see it. Any last words for us?
I mean, go get another one tomorrow. Let's get a sweep.
Otters come back tomorrow at 6:35, trying to look for a sweep against the Schaumburg Boomers before the Lake Erie Crushers come into town. That was the Papa John's postgame show. Remember, Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game day on the Otters Digital Network. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:35, right here, same time. And as always, have a fantastic night, Evansville.